Yo, maybe. Hold. Oh no, I gotta fix that problem. Button mapping, mouse, middle click, apply. I've been playing MCSR, so my middle click has been a DPI loop, and I had to fix that. Oh, don't speak to me. You're not allowed to speak to me. Official Electron, hello. Hello, I'm Donut. You are not first. You're not first. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be the one to inform you. How are you guys here so fast? There's no way the notification already went through. What's going on here? What kind of conspiracy are you guys pulling together? How's everybody doing? I hope you are all well. Oh goodness, the chat's already past the point where I can read everybody's names out, but I hope everybody's doing well. That is I don't know why giving mod doesn't get rid of ads. That is a little silly. I hope everybody's doing well. How are we? Detective Burr, my goat. I'm not name dropping you this time. Hello. The notification did go there? Yeah, but I was talking about, like, there were people here so fast. Like, there's no way that the... You know. I don't know. How are you doing? I'm doing well. There's a tournament going on soon. So I have to keep an eye on my Discord, which is going to be a pain, because I'm really bad at that while streaming, but I'll do my best. Actually, you know what I can do, because then this way I won't have to look at my viewer count, because it gives me anxiety, is I can shrink the YouTube tab and just make it so I just can't see the viewer count, but I can see the chat at any point. So if if Paris ever sends me anything, I can read it there. The notification sure did work. Awesome. Awesome. Saw a cheetah notif and I'm on a road trip, so why not? Hey man. Praying that you don't have me on speaker in the car with the rest of the people you're on a road trip with. That would be a fumble. About an hour away from my house. Congratulations, maybe? Or I'm sorry to hear that. Or good, or bad. Please live stream more. I enjoy your streams. I will be trying to. That is the goal. Today is a live stream. Today we're doing a tournament. I have a fancy fun thing. Hold. By fancy I made it in maybe 20 minutes. Bang! That's all you get. We don't know what that is. We have no idea. We can never tell. It's not like YouTube has the function to go back on live streams, so we'll never know. We'll never know what that was. You'll never know. What tournament is going on? It is in the title, friend. It is the All-Stars. I almost said All-Starts because I mistyped All-Starts earlier in Minecraft chat. It's All-Stars tournament. It's basically, so, for anybody who wants to know, the lineup is going to be the top 8 players from the ranked season in Bridge Scrims. Or just, yeah, in Bridge Scrims, the Discord server, because there's a ranked they have on there, and, people, help, where am I? What am I talking about? I lost my train of thought. Help, I'm not, look, man. We'll get there, we'll get back to it, Are you playing or specking? Both, no, I'm just specking. I'm casting, technically. By technicality, I'm casting. Realistically, it's just gonna be closer to like a watch party, if I'm honest. I don't plan on getting in the depths of play-by-play, but... No, I am gonna be casting this one. Yes, thank you. Top 8 of last season's ranked. I couldn't think of the word. Top 8 of last season's ranked season. That, by the way, admittedly a little scuffed, but we got there in the end. There's 8 players. I'm gonna try my best to rattle them off the top of my head. For the record, 6 of these players I had never heard of before today because I have been so outside of the 1.8 bridge comp. So bear with me, okay? Bear with me. We have Eric and Aventre, or Aventure, depending on who you are. I've heard it pronounced both ways. Those are the 2 people that I did know. Then, there's Wayuki, there's Dis3, Kazik, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Yes, that guy! You're in the chat right now. Uh-oh. That's a questionable first message in the chat, but I'll let it slide. I retry. That's a little bit of a cheat because you already said his name. I remember them or their name. Apologies. Help? Don't help. I don't actually want help. I want to try to remember it. Oh, what is it? What is it? Hold? Hold? You don't know Wayuki? I've heard the name. Maybe. I don't know. No, dude. I told you. I'm not in the comm, bro. I told you. I don't know what I'm talking about. I told you I don't know what I'm talking about. I should turn chat off. I feel like I feel like this is a bad idea to let that just be in the bottom left while I'm not paying attention. I feel like bad things would be happening if I let that happen. There's other people. There's more people. Difty! Wait. Does it work? Is the audio good? I fucked with the audio for recordings, so I'm hoping that the audio still works for the thing. What does Difty say? He
learned to not start his stream on the name building server.
Yes, I've adapted. I've adapted to the times. Okay, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, this stream is for the tourney, so I wouldn't mind maybe spend the first little bit just dicking around in a single player world, but probably not today. Thought All Stars is just a ranked Bed Wars thing. Well, it's a bridge thing now. Did they just steal the name of it? That's crazy. That's crazy that they're that lazy with the naming convention of this tournament. That has got to change, I must say. If that's actually just... I'm not in ranked Bed Wars at all, so if that's actually the thing, I don't know. I mean, I'm not running it, you know what I mean? I can't talk on it, but just calling it the same thing as they do in ranked Bed Wars is admittedly insane. Admittedly insane. 50!
I got new PC, so no
yes,
big donos.
Completely valid. Completely valid. All the donations in the past and these two, of course, are always appreciated. There's no expectations. There are never expectations. Very much so. Very much so. Thankful. All Stars is a common name, to be fair. I mean, yeah, but like the parallels between Bridge and Ranked in terms of like the player base... I don't know, man. I don't know, man. And it's also like, it's not that hard to come up with a different name, is all I'm saying. Like, I feel like there's other things you could call it. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I'm not running it. I'm just giving my opinion. This is good. It's kind of nice, because I have no affiliation with the people actually running this tournament, bar just like being my friends. Like, I can just say whatever the fuck I want, which is nice. I don't actually have to act, you know what I mean? Which, to be fair though, I do think highly of them running a bridge tournament for the first time in quite a while, so I'm happy with it. Bridge Scrims champions? I mean, I'm saying, like, there's lots of other ones. Could called it no stars, that's true. Could, in theory, have called it that, yes. Cheetah, you're participating in tournament, or only us? Whoa, yeah, it's actually chat. All of chat is participating in the tournament. No, I'm just streaming it. I am not participating. Maybe one day, though. Maybe one day. Cheetah warm up? You're right. Hold on. You guys gotta watch me. You gotta guys watch my peak. Oh my god. Can I say something? I don't know what it is. Scrims.network has the weirdest lag out of any server I've ever seen, where this happens right when a game starts, and it also happens in Hippo practice whenever like somebody joins or like changes map, like that. Whenever that happens, it like there's like lag that makes it so the clicks, the actual mouse clicks, go through later. Like it for a while when it was first happening. Yeah, like here, right? I'm clicking here, moving my mouse over here, and the click is going through. Like if you actually listen to the audio of when I'm clicking and when the blocks are being placed, it's insane. Like, it's the weirdest, like, it shouldn't be too much of a problem during this tournament, but like I had never seen this before seeing it on this server, and it's so prominent, especially in Hippo practice. It's actually brutal. So I don't know. I'm hoping that won't be too much of a problem. It theoretically shouldn't. Like, it theoretically shouldn't, just because in, like I said, in, how do I say? In, in games, it usually only happens for like maybe a couple seconds, and then it'll be fine. Weird way to say you're washed, bro. That's BM. That's BM and not true. Okay. Well, it is true. I am washed, but like I've been playing MCSR and stuff, and also I've been playing this game long enough to know what it feels like when your blocks are delayed. Okay, hop off, hop off. I'm an old man, but that just means experience, bro. Don't be get off, man. What are we talking about? Bro's washed as fuck. I'm tilted. I'm tilted in real life now. It's so over. It shouldn't be a problem because you won't be playing in a game. I mean, a problem for like the players, like for the people who are playing. Clients. Yeah, I have no idea. I'll be honest. I'm not into it enough to. Oh, it's actually so brutal, dude. I'll be honest, I've been avoiding playing on this server because of that. It's so annoying. This is not real? What do you mean this is not real? Wait, are you apple pies? Like, what do you mean? Are you talking about the lag? Because this, if you're telling me that the lag I'm talking about isn't real, then that's crazy. That's insane. It could be like a routing issue then, like if it is just exclusively, you know, me. But I know for a fact, like I don't feel this when I play other games and stuff, so I don't know. I don't know. You know, unplug the router and place the block and it will place instantly. Yeah, I know, that's why it's fucking weird. And that's why it's weird that it's only this server. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I've never, but I understand that it's extremely strange. Like I know, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what I'm feeling. It maybe could be a lunar thing, I guess? Because I don't think I've played like 1.8 outside of this server, like I suppose. But whatever it is, it's brutal. I don't know. If you really want to prove that it is happening, you can hear the clicks, and I'm pretty sure you can see the. I realize that maybe I haven't checked that, but like you can see the in the top right the clicks, like what is it called, the CPS counter. Like you can see when that lights up, and like in theory that should be, you know, like the best way to say it is like I know when I fuck up versus when the mouse fucks me up. Like I'm not coping from the perspective of like. I very much am washed, but that doesn't mean that I don't know the difference between something fucking up and, you know, me getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What's your MCSR PB? I don't want to talk about it. It's not good. I play ranked primarily. Well, I don't play anything primarily. It's like 18 minutes. I had a friend who bet me like I couldn't get a sub 20 within a month, so I grinded really hard to get a sub 20 in a month, and then I did on the last day at like 11:30, and then I stopped. And I haven't played since, which is bad. I should get back into it, but that's okay. That's okay. MC has been shitting itself recently, including Lunar. I wouldn't know. Like I said, I wouldn't know. I've mainly been playing how do I say, other stuff. I've also been grinding in MCSR. I've been grinding magma portals, which if you don't know what that is, that's okay. But if you do know what that is, I almost have a I've been grinding to try to get a sub 5 with LeBron and Wood like as the primary block, and I have literally 5 500s. Like I just want a sub 5, man. Like how tough is it? How difficult must it be? Anyway, moving on. How is this game called? I'm not sure I understand the question. Like, are you asking what Bridge is called? It's called Bridge. Are you asking what Minecraft is called? It's called Minecraft. Have you checked out Hypixel Bridge recently? The KB has changed a ton since I came back from Modern. Interesting. No, I haven't. I haven't at all. I've played a little bit of scrims here and there, but that's it. Oh, and it's worth mentioning Apple. The reason why I think it's a server-side thing is because it only happens immediately after joining. And if somebody else joins Hippo Practice as well. Oh. Hello. It only happens if, like, immediately after somebody joins Hippo Practice. That's why I'm, like, you know, extremely weirded out by it. Like, like, there. I don't know if you saw that, but, like, if you play back the footage, there's me... Yeah, right there. There's a delay there. There's a delay of the sound of like me clicking and then the block actually going down. I don't know if that's, and if you check my thing up here, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, like I haven't tested it directly, but I'm pretty sure there's a, like, you know, in the actual thing in the top right, it's also timed properly. So that's all. That's all. Again, like, I'm not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's no reason to be talking about this. The tournament is happening. That's significantly more important anyway. Bridge Unka schizophrenia. Bro, it's so over, man. I swear, I told you, it's experience, man. It's an experience buff. You can't say that. It's so chalked. It's so chalked. The CPS counter lines up with your mouse sounds? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or maybe. Because every once in a while there'll be a block, especially if somebody's leaving or rejoining. I think only when somebody's leaving or rejoining. The block just won't place. There'll be a delay. I swear I'm not crazy. You're getting too old? Dude, I'm getting rage baited. I'm getting rage baited. I have to relax. I have to relax. You guys know that it's not that and you're fucking with me. So I'm not gonna address it. Alright, see you, Psalm. Thanks for popping by. Can I join back even though I didn't touch bridge for 2 years? You can feel free, yeah. I will say. How do I say? I will say the tournament is running, so maybe postpone getting back on to watch this, but if you must. How long is the delay? It's not long. It's like, depending on like how significant the like, depending on how like significant the period of lag is, it's like less than a second, I think. Like it's a pretty short one. It's like it's most noticeable when actually doing the hippo because, oop, that was just me fucking up, I think. Yeah, like there. This block. If you actually play that back and listen to the sounds. Like, I just didn't right-click at that time. I just didn't. Like, I was readjusting back to another thing, and it, like...
Weather boy smiley face.
Oh, man. We don't need to be here. We don't need to be here. We don't need to be calling me that. That could be fake. That could be an aspirant, is that a word? A conjuration of your imagination. Oh. I may have just made the word aspirant up, but that's okay. Like there! Do we not see it? That was crazy. It went boom boom and then I turned and then it placed. Like that's what I'm talking about. Check the footage! Check the footage! I'm not crazy! It's so over. It's so over. Is Chapek gonna play? Not that I know of. The players? Oh yeah! I was doing the play. I was listening to the players off. Hold. I got this. We're gonna do this. We have Eric and Aventre. Those are the two that I know. Wayuki, I know because his name's fun. Kasich? I still don't know how to say his name. I think it's Kasich. Dis 3. There's one like infracting or something like that. I retry. How many is that? That's 7. I have one more. Oh no, you can't give me one more and then tell me to remember that one person. That singles them out, man. That's actually brutal. That's actually... Wait. It's so over, dude. It's so over. If I alt-tab and go check the player list and then act like I know who it was, will anybody tell? Will anybody snitch? Unkus losing his memory? I've never heard of half of these players, bro. You can't, like, what are we talking about? This was very short notice. I was informed of this tournament like 3 days ago and then was told that it was yesterday. Okay, so leave me alone. I didn't know, okay? That was it. Oh, man. Just act like you know nobody? I guess I guess I could, that's true. Like, I could just act, like, just pretend that I don't know anyone. And then, it seems less insulting to the individual person. Unk is a little slow. You don't know these motherfuckers either, bro! You don't know them either! Alright, hop off. Hold on, I'm gonna alt-tab. Who did I forget? Slowage! How did I not remember him? His name's so fun! It's over. You know them all? No, you don't, bro. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Who's Aventre? I don't know. That's one of the ones that I didn't know. I shouldn't have said that I knew because, dang, I lost my opportunity to ego. Fuck. Fuck. It's so over. It's so over. Difty, now you know because I just told you, motherfucker. Hop off. You didn't know him before. Can you put Subway Surfers on? I'm getting bored. Hold on, I got you. I got you. Dude. I actually, every time I do this, I'm just gonna have to sit for each 3 burst for like 5 seconds. Oh. That was just me being bad, I think. Okay, hold. Is this interesting enough for you? Dude, I suck. How did I even do that? Oh my god, help me. I'm an old man. You guys are right, I am just washed. Dude! This is what I'm talking about! I left clicked, or I right clicked. I don't know, maybe I missed that one. But the other ones earlier were indisputable, okay? Baited? Alright, bro. Alright. Are you even still good at the game? That's an interesting question. I'm like decent. I would say I'm quite comfortable in 1.20, but realistically, if any like high-level 1.8 players came to 1.20 and played it a decent bit, I'd probably still get smacked. I'm like, I don't know. I actually don't know where I would put myself. Right now, lower than I would if I had like, you know, a little bit of time to practice. That's what I rate myself in, is like, I probably could, given time, get back into the swing of things, very much so. But right now, it's a little outdated, admittedly. My brain is outdated. Mouse you got, this is the, hold, XM2W 4K, the wireless endgame mouse. It's really good. Are you up with the SMP unstable SMP lore? I am most definitely not up to date with the unstable SMP lore. For sure not that. The biggest change in 1.20 would be the PvP and abusing KB. Moving on. Have you have you tried the Stormbreaker? No. I don't know what that is. I'll be honest. Probably a mouse, I would assume, given the context of the previous conversation. When does the tournament start? Nobody tell him. Nobody tell him. Everybody keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut, okay? Should I have music? I'll have music right now, but I don't know if I'll have music during the games. Hold on. Super Mario Odyssey soundtrack. Is this crazy loud for you? Let me check. Wait, can you even hear it? Oh, you can't hear it. Why is it in the Discord track? That's weird. Past me. That was a weird choice that you made. Okay. There is no tourney? Bro. Since it's highly rated and on sale right now. I don't know. I really love this mouse that I have right now. I'm pretty sure the wired version is like 80 bucks, goes on sale for like 60, and it's easily the best Minecraft mouse that I've used. I've never used the Stormbreaker. I've heard good things. I'd have to do more research to figure out exactly, but the one I have right now is good for literally every clicking method. Like, it's just good. It's just a very good mouse, so I would, if budget is an issue, and I don't know. I'm not educated enough to give any opinions. Just keep an eye on this one as well. What company is your from? All right. I want to be on the tournament, but I don't even have a Minecraft account. Unlucky. Well, to be fair, the tournament is only for the top 8 players of last ranked season. So, you know, maybe next season, if you log in, I'd believe it. If you log in, I believe it, and got an account. But, you know. Oh my lord, the goat is on. He is. He is. He's right over there. Wait, who's somebody over there that I can... Not you. I don't know you. Do I know you? You have a pretty awesome name, but no, I don't. I don't know you. I don't know anybody here. Who's this? God damn it! It's not Mystery Girl with the Technoblade skin. Wait, I could fly, can I? No, God damn it! I don't want to do such spectate, so I'm gonna run all the way. This is Eric? No, you're trolling. Wait, does just running out not? How do you do it? Oh, I have chat off. God damn it! Oh, are you Eric? This is the goat. The goat is on and he's right here. If this is Eric, if it's not Eric, I'm being trolled. Top 10 fails, OT, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Cutie Ben! Hello, hello. Hello, Anastasia. Should I say your name? It's weird to ask if I should say your name on stream. Because I feel like it's fairly intuitive, but... Not the Technoblade skin? That's what I said. That's what I said. I think this player is the GOAT regardless of if it's Eric. This is maybe the slowest hippo I've ever seen. I don't think it's Eric. My hopes are low. My hopes are low for believing this is Eric. Mystery Girl, hippo right now. Hippo right now. Do sorcery hippo, and we'll discern if you're the true GOAT. Sorcery hippo right now. Dude, where are we going? Where are we going? Did you do it? Are they just not watching the stream? This is crazy. No, I said sorcery! I said sorcery! Yo. It's fine. It's fine. This one doesn't... What are we doing? What are we... What are we doing? Now you falling off... Bro! The hole... You saw the hole! It's so over. Guys, it's not... They're not the GOAT. They're not the GOAT. It's over. They're not the GOAT. It's over. Cheetah, it's 9 PM at night. Please let me go to bed. Believe it or not, you do have agency over your decisions. Believe it or not. I know that's a crazy concept. Oh my gosh, the tournament's in 15 minutes. Should I add a timer on the screen so that's how my hippo, says Eric. No, you're right. Actually, that's my bad, yeah. That's my bad, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, should I add a timer for when the games start? For the people who don't know? No, but I think there's like a plugin that I have to do, and I don't know if I've done that in forever, so the plugin might not work anymore. What's happening? I just joined. Tournament is starting in 15 minutes. Dude, is my title really that indiscernible, bro? 3:30 EST All-Stars Bridge Tourney. Like, what are we doing? I don't know what to do. Am I the problem? Am I the problem? Leave it be, they can read the title. That's what I thought! That's what I thought, but there's enough people asking that, like, maybe I'm the problem, is all. Like, I don't know. I have a hard time believing, you know what I mean? I have a hard time believing. What time is the tourney? I'm gonna throw up. Who can join the tourney? It is quite simply already set. The top 8 players of last Bridge ranked season are currently lined up. It was... Oh wait, I'll remember it now because I remembered Slowage. I remembered the last one. It's Eric Aventre. Oh, help? No, don't help. I didn't mean that. That was a lie. Don't help. Slowage, Eric Aventre. Wayuki. Infracting, I think was his name. I retry. Hold. Dis 3. I remember Dis 3. And then... Oh, fuck. Come on. I don't... It's not even that I don't know which one. Did I say Eric and Aventure? Obviously I did, because then I wouldn't be at 7 left. Fuck. I don't know. I don't even remember. Wait, I'll go through the list one more time. Okay, hold. Eric, Aventre, Slowich, Dis 3, Kasich, Wayuki, Infracting, I retry. I did it. I'm so good. Is it Infracting? I actually should check that that's his name before I keep saying it. It is Infracting! Dude, I'm actually goated. Holy fuck. Get it written on paper? I don't need it written on paper, I have it written in my brain. Oh man. I'm so smart. It's GG. You can't even redeem a cloak you're right, actually. Alpha, you're right. I should go back to Twitch. I should go back to Twitch and have you guys redeem the cloak. That's I forgot that I had that. That's funny. I wish Scottish Lad was here. I like watching him play. That's okay. That's okay. We have the top 8. We have the top 8. Scottish Lad is bad, I think. That's what that means. Oh, I wasn't looking at my screen. I like looked away thinking how the clutch would land. Tourney not worth watching because Scottish Lad isn't playing? Look, man, if you squint hard enough, I'm trying to decide which player it would be funny to say that Scottish Lad is like them, but I don't know any of the players. I don't know. My guess would maybe be Iritry because iReply is EU, and I know Scottish Lad is EU, and maybe Iritry. Wait, is Scottish Lad even EU? Is he just not Scottish and his name is that, and he has shitty internet because I know he lagged a bunch, but I don't know if he. I don't know. Dude, it's over. It's so GG. It's so GG. 1.8, 1.8, 1.8. He is Scottish? Okay. Scottish Lad is from Scotland. You guys don't have to say it like that. Like, I know. Like, I obviously I know that he, in theory, could have been Scottish. I just didn't know. Scottish Lad is EU. I thought you were about to type Scottish. Scotland is in the EU. I was gonna rage. In the EU. It's so over. Brings tears to see 1.8. I was hoping so, I guess. I don't know. I'm happy to hear it. I'm excited to play, or not play, watch 1.8 as well. For anybody wondering, once again, tournament will be in, hold, 12 minutes, maybe. Hopefully. That is, in theory, when the first match will start. I believe it will be Eric. Wait, should I put up the thing? Should I put up, guys? Should I put up the like thing on my screen of like the hold on, hold. Wait, I already set it up, so we already know the players. Bang! Look at me go. Let me double check that that's actually the first round. Hold on. First round is, hold. First round is Eric Iritry infracting Kasich. Is that who it is? Eric Iritry infracting Kasich. Let's go. Let's go. Alright. We're so back. Bucky Tour flashbacks. If this gives you Bucky Tour flashbacks, that's bad. Like, that's just bad. I made this in maybe 20 minutes. What's the winning prize? I don't remember. I think it's like $50 or something like that. It's something. It's an amount of money. It's a non-zero sum. Which is exciting. Which is exciting. It means players have something to play for. It looks scary, to be honest. What do you mean it looks scary? You look scary. Bucky probably has kids now. He does, actually. I asked him. You have the Ludwig laugh? Doesn't he? He has like a really... Doesn't he have like a... How do I even... Wait, let me find it in my brain. Because I have it cataloged somewhere in there, I'm sure. He has like the almost like wheezy little baby laughs, right? Like... No, I don't laugh. I do not laugh like Ludwig. That's not true. That's not true. That's a false comparison. What's the fallacy? There's a fallacy of false. You're wrong. You're wrong. Oh shoot. Okay, we have a sub. Update. We have a sub. First round. Okay, it's just wrong. Paris, you suck. It's fine. I'm updating it. I'm updating it. I'm updating it. Hold on. So this one. Nope. This one is, wait, Island is, wait, hold. Those two teams, what do you mean those two teams? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, Column Island on stream, okay. Wait, now I'm confused. Now I'm confused. Now I'm confused. What does this mean? Who, which... Who do you mean those? Who does those mean? Guys, it's so over. Paris is throwing. Paris is throwing my stream and tournament. It's my tournament. Hold on. I think Island plus what no, plus Wayuki. Like this. Island plus Wayuki. I think it's that versus hold. Slowage. Dis 3. Oops, I forgot to add the plus. Hold. Oh! Ah! Ah! Okay, we got there! We got there. This is Paris's fault? I know! It's always her fault. You had it right, but just the other teams play first? What?! You told me to change it! You said the first round is the other players! Dude! Second... I'm upset. I'm upset. You're making me change it back again. My dog is barking because I smacked my chair. I'm angry. This is all your fault. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. My dog is not pleased. Okay, first round. Wait, now I'm confused. Do I have it right? What do I do? Is it fine right now? Is it fine? I need to be told if it's fine right now. It's not scuffed. It's not scuffed because it hasn't started it. We good now? Okay. We're so back. We're so back. It wasn't even a problem. It was never even a problem. We're fine. We're fine. Can you spectate my hippo? Where are you? That's not you. That's not you. That's not you. Is that you? Oh, wow. I don't know if that's you, but... Ugh. Starting is in roughly 7 to 10. Yes, sir. That's the plan. That's the plan. I'm very ready. I'm very ready. What's going on here? Tournament! Big tournament! Listen to the music! Isn't this music so intense and tournament-like? We're playing... Watching. We're playing. We're watching. We're both watching, not playing. We're watching a tournament. It's called All Stars. It is the top 8 players from last ranked season. And they're all going at it. They teamed up in teams of 2. I don't know why I said that like it was some, like, unfathomable. This breaking news. Teams of 2 in bridge. Okay, moving on. Look, the point is the tournament's happening today. I'm very excited. We're going to be watching it quite soon. 6 minutes. The timer's ticking. I would put a timer on the screen, but I'm lazy. So, unlucky. Unlucky. My IGN... You're too far away for me to see your IGN, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where you are. Look, just... I bet in my head you have the most awesome hippo of all time. So don't worry. Like, anything that I can possibly conceive of as a good is your hippo, is what your hippo is. Don't you understand? Don't you understand? Now, you don't want me to go spectate your hippo because if I go do that, then my imagination has already set the standard so high that anything you actually create could never sum up to the parts of what I've created in my head, you know? So, probably not, man. Probably not. What's good? What's good with you? I'm very excited. I'm doing quite well. I'm very excited for this tournament. I think it'll be fun because I'm gonna be seeing some new shit, right? I've been out of the 1.8 com for a minute here. I'm gonna be getting back into it. Heroic medal hanging on our foreheads. I made that in like maybe 15 minutes last night with paint.net. I don't want to talk about it, okay? I actually kind of fuck with it, I'm not gonna lie. I say that as though I'm like not proud of it. I'll admit, I'm not proud of the overlay as a whole, but like the metal in the center, I'm kind of like, you know, it kind of fucking rocks, I guess. Like, I don't know. Does Cheetah know about roofing? Is that a real question that you're asking me? Is that a bit? I'm not that fucking old gen, alright? Top off. What are we doing? Why is your hotbar setup different? How do you know that? What the fuck? How much? Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy that you just know that off the top of your head that I changed my hotbar. It's for speed running. I changed my hotbar for speed running. That's insane. I'm tweaked. How do you know that? Whatever. It's fine. Oh. Does Cheetah know about cratering? Yes. I do. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not that much out of the loop because I feel like everything everybody said is kind of just like, oh my god, he's not gonna know about fucking winging. Oh my god, there's no way he won't know what a wing is. How is he gonna commentate? Like, relax. I'm not. Look. It was just a faint memory, never being able to see the hotbar because of how small. Oh, that's what you mean. I thought you meant like the hotbar order. I thought you meant the hotbar order. I did actually change the size of the hotbar. That's not where I meant to go. Set, where is it? Where would it be? Video settings, maybe? Details? I don't know where to look. But like the GUI size. Oh no. GUI scale, yeah, wherever it was. Does cheetah? Okay. Alright. Unlucky. Unlucky. Have I heard the good news? That feels like bait. That feels like bait. If I say no, then that's, if I, like, I feel like there's no answer to that question that's gonna come out with me not feeling bad. Guys, I'm telling you I right-clicked sooner than that. I swear. On my life, I swear. Are you still in touch with Bucky Barr? I am. I messaged him before this tournament asking him for tips on commentating. So yeah, I am still in touch with Bucky Barr. He's my go. Haven't been speaking as much Super recently because I haven't been playing like any Rocket League, and that's usually like when we've spoken as of late, that is what we've spoken about, but... Hotbar is default except the gap. Yeah, except now they're not. Now it's not, if you look at the hotbar. I changed it. What tips did he give you? He didn't give me any. He said, I wish I had tips to give you, but realistically, I just yapped. Also, it's good to know info on the players. So I asked Paris for info on the players that I didn't know. What do you mean? Aventre is here now? Oh, man. How do I spell Aventre? Whoops. Ventre. It's just that, right? Whatever, Paris. Whatever, dude. Also, that's okay. To be fair, this time it wasn't even your fault, though. Last time you fucked it. But this time, it's not your fault, I think. This time it's not your fault. This time it's just Aventre just now got here. That's not your fault. If this if this isn't Super Bowl level commentary, I'm banning everybody. Obviously it's super. Whoa, obviously it's gonna be Super Bowl level. Relax. Like, what do you expect? Do you think so little of me? They're starting soon? Oh, you're right, they are. Okay, what do I? Oh, I gotta turn chat back on. Fuck. Hold. /L. So how do I inspect this? Wait, should I join one of their parties and then join? How do I do this? How do I do this? How do I watch game? Do I just /spec Aventre? Do we join in like... No, but then I miss the start. But like, I don't know. I know it's /spec, but I'm not that much of an old gen, okay? I know it's /spec. I'm just saying, like, then I have to sit here spamming /spec, hoping that I manage to catch the beginning of the game. Like, that's not my fault, bro. I'm not that, well, come on. Old head? It's so chalked. It's actually so chalked. Pack your bags, Unk. I'm raging. I'm raging in real life. Can one of you guys just LMK when you're about to start game? So I don't have to sit here spamming /spec the players. Okay, thank you. This3, you're not even playing. Oh wait, yeah, you are. Oh yeah, I forgot you are, because Paris fucked everything up. I'm upset. I'm raging in real life. Relax. Everything's fine. Everything's good. We're all good. It's fine. Look, the tournament's starting. The tournament is starting soon. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be ballin'. We're gonna be winning because I'm playing. Jump scare surprise! I'm playing in the tournament. I was top 8. This 3's a hoax. He's actually bad, and I'm taking his place. That's why I friended him, to say sorry for taking your place. Haha. Our goat asked me to accept their friend request. Should I oblige? Should I oblige? I don't know. Oh my gosh, okay, I thought my chat was just dead, but I control art and now there's 30 more messages that I missed because the YouTube does that. I don't know why YouTube does that. It's okay. It's okay, we're back. We're back. You have to oblige? You must. You must, I guess. Did I miss Dis3's message? No, they're just taking forever. /message /w Dis3. Why are we taking so long? Lock in. We said 3:30, bro. Bro. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? Much more interesting question. Everybody in chat. Everybody in chat. Guys, we gotta know, right? What's your favorite color? This is the strat. This is the 2020 stream strat. Is you ask people what their favorite color is and bait engagement. This is the strat, right? Are you guys gonna fall for the bait? Yes! I made the decision for you. Sorry. Green, red and black, red, blue. Mine's yellow. You're trying to be different. Yellow, also from Gabe. Alright, bro. Alright, bro. Alright, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. Wait, I was looking at my screen. Okay. They started? Oh my god. Paris, don't freak me out like that, dude! I'm actually gonna throw up. They did start! Oh, it's fake. I understand. Surely? What? Adventure's taking that? Yo, if that's anything to go by, it's chalked. It's chalked already. It's chalked already. More blues? Guys, what do we... Top-notch commentary? Guys, what do we think's gonna happen? This insane PvP. Adventure is getting rocked, but just in the nick of time, he managed to pull it around. Thoughts? Should I commentate the whole game like that? That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Watch me. That's what I'm gonna do. Watch me. I already said this isn't even. Don't expect like commentary. I'm literally just. This is a watch party. Okay? Like relax, relax. He's been on. They're just in the game. They're just in a game right now. This is crazy. You need a co-host? You need a co-host, bum! What are we talking about? That's rage bait. That's rage bait and you know it. That's rage bait and you know it. Haven't played Bridge in 3 years, but now I want to for some reason. I don't know. Maybe you should... I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say maybe you should, well, I don't even know the words for it actually, so I'm glad I didn't say it. We're back. I was going, but you're actually playing on the tourney? I am, look at me go! Look at me go, I'm about to score! I'm about to score! Yeah! I did it. I did it, guys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait, we're 3-0? Hold on. Hold on. Wait, this song is not... Wait, I should probably pause the song. I should pause the music for the tournament, because I don't have, like, good tournament music. Dude, are we just... Is this just a... I'm hoping this is a warm-up, right? I'm hoping this is a warm-up, and then we're gonna play the duel. We're gonna play the match. And we don't have to sit here. How many Dude, how many spectators? Holy. Gang's all here. Who's Mystery Girl? I don't know, it's a mystery. Where is Super Mario Odyssey? I don't know. You tell me, bro. Uh-oh. Wait, how did that gap go through after he got hit? That's crazy. Or sorry, that hit go through after he gap. That's what I meant to say. Mystery Girl is our goat. Bro. I'm here for all cap stream. Oh no. I don't want that. I don't want this back. This is that we left that in the past for a reason, okay? Copied your hotbar settings in HUD? Why? Why? No, that's valid. I just feel like, I don't know, there's better players to do that with. Sentiment's appreciated though, of course. Yo, if I had perms, I would be teleporting these guys into the void until they'd start a new game. We don't need this much of a warm-up, bro. No, there will be consequences. What do you mean criminal riz? That I feel that's like extremely ominous. I feel I shouldn't be entertaining this. No, you're not. You're not. You're not showing me anything, bro. Hurry the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. What are we doing? Log in. We already delayed 30 minutes, bro. I'm glad I didn't add the timer to the stream. Guys, this is the tournament, actually, and eventually he's getting his fucking shit rocked. So, tourney game? Yeah, this is the tourney game. This is the tourney game. Everybody watch. Extremely... wait, this bypass is wild. Okay, well, GG. GG. My home. Do I make this? Oh. It's sad. It's a sad day. Where'd they go? No, I'm kidding. Please stop spamming my chat. Thank you. W commentary? Thanks. I'm really doing my best here. It's an extremely intense game. I'm deeply invested. Can I just say, is it insane that I can't fly through blocks as a spectator? Is that not a little wild? I feel like... is that just me? Like, it's kind of nice to run down the bridge, but still. Like, what are we doing? You were supposed to remember me? I do, but I don't entertain people spamming my chat. Click the feather? You're so giga. Holy. How do I get out? /GM? Don't make me type in chat. Then I have to move my hands. There's an option. Why are you guys all yelling at me? Like, I know now. I know now, okay? I didn't know that before. Leave me alone. Can I have to do /G? Why do I have to type? Oh. Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. Wait, this is tech. This is the ideal perspective. Oh, uh-oh. You can use the feather. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Oh. Oh, it was almost so awesome. No, why would you go up there? That's silly. That's a silly decision. You fake going, like, through, and then you go up. You don't just sit there and go up. Guys, maybe I'm just better. Maybe I should be playing this tournament, right? Maybe I'm better than all of these players. Right? Right? Like, what thoughts on that? Thoughts on that? What is this tourney? Nothing is happening. This is a warm-up game that they're taking forever on. Is what's happening. Okay. Oh, what did I do? Wait. Oh, if you right-click, it goes out of it. No, if you right-click on a block, it goes out of it. That's weird. I could beat you? I don't believe you. I think that's a lie. A hoax. Whoa, where are we going? What are teams? The teams are... Well, it's on my stream. Aren't you in my stream? Wait, is that not you? Ira Plu? What the heck? Is that you? Is that fake? Hold on. Hold on. Well, oh, it's right click, okay. Uh-oh. Here's Wayuki digging in the middle of the bridge forever and doing nothing. Eventually's sitting there waiting for him. Eventually it works. And Wayuki scores because Eventually's bad. GG. Unlucky. Unlucky. This is how I'm going to be... You guys should have the expectation. This is exactly how I'm going to be commentating the actual tournament game. Ratting his way in. Little mole boy. Little mole boy with the assist. Guys, that's got to... Somebody's got to know, right? Somebody's got to know. Somebody's watched enough of my videos. I love that. I love that clip. Uh-oh. Who are all the All-Stars Prem Q members? Wait. What's the question? Who are the All-Stars, comma, you didn't add the comma, but I'm mentally adding a comma. Prem Q members? No. Well, actually, wait. Were any of them in Prem Q? I don't remember that, like, what the timing of Prem Q was. I'm realizing. I don't think so. I don't think any of... Prem Q is long dead. I don't think any of them are in Prem Q. Okay. Uh-oh. GG. Oh, never mind. GG! And now the tournament actually starts, maybe, hopefully. Thoughts? None of them? Okay, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Okay, we ready? Alright. Again, Dis 3, let me know. Dis 3, let me know. Dis 3. Dis 3. LMK. Bro! Where, this is a meme. This is a joke. We're joking. This is not real. I'm gonna throw up. It's so over, bro. It's so over. Guys, for context, one of the players just logged off! They just logged off the server! Dude. Dude. Maybe it'll start. Maybe it'll start. Maybe. The dream. Cheetah, who are you playing next round? It's a secret. It's a secret. It'll be a surprise. It was both of the players. I'm raging. I'm raging. That's a bit. That's a bit. There's no way that's not a bit. There's no way that's not a bit. They're doing that as a bit. They're doing that as a bit. They're trolling. They're trolling and they're just trolling. It's mind games. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Cheetah's playing Paris next round. Yeah, I'm playing Paris. It's been almost an hour. It's been 15 minutes. Relax. It's been 15 minutes since the tournament was actually supposed to be starting. It's fine. Weston and Paris set a time of which, if they don't join, they are disqualified. That's my vouch. When's the next upload? I don't know, but we're streaming right now. Hold on. You are still responsible for being my informant if the game starts and you don't LMK. We have problems. On what version is the server? Guys. Guys. They're disqualified if they're not on in 6 minutes? Sweet. Sweet. Bro, all of them are restarting their PCs? Well, they should restart them faster, because in 6 minutes, it's over. Excuse me. Gonna take it to the principal? No, deadass. Deadass. Whoa. Whoa, man. That feels this feels like a bad idea. This feels like pay to lose, I'll be honest. Everyone decided to restart their PCs during the tourney. Knowing them, or knowing at least one of them, I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a bit that they're doing to like stall, but realistically, they're just gonna get disqualified if they don't get on right now, so that's okay. Bro. Let's hope Eventre can restart his computer in 3 minutes, I suppose. Dude, this is crazy. I think Wayuki trying to be extra safe. I see the vision. I do see the vision. Like, I'm not blaming him, but like, what are we doing? What are we doing? They're playing mind games? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's at least partially the strategy. But it's fine, because they lose. I don't know, they might still win. I don't know. We'll see. Do Dis 3 and Slowage do they have the mental? Do they have the mental to counteract? I'm saying, Kasich, how do I say your name? Is it like that? Kasich? I assume it's not Kasich. I remember I asked Weston and he told me, but I don't remember, like he sent me a voice message and I don't remember what it sounded like. Is it just Kasich? Kasak? Kasak? K, comma, sack? I don't know. I don't know. You said yeah after I gave maybe 30 different iterations of what it sounded like. What are we doing? Kaisik? I want to be able to pronounce the players' names, bro. Is it just Kasich? I'm assuming it's just Kasich. I'm gonna go with Kasich if I'm not informed. Kasak. Kasak? Yeah, you're right. Actually, realistically, that is probably the one, yeah. Kasak, like, I think that if he just says yeah, that's probably the one he's talking about, I think. Kasak! Yeah. Alright, sweet, yeah. That's what I thought, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, we're in! We're doing the thing. Slash spec. Dis 3. No, I spent not Dis 4, Dis 3. It's so over. I believe. I believe it'll happen. I believe it'll happen. One day. I'm raging. Hello, Eek. Hello, I don't remember if I'm allowed to say your name. Oh. Oh, what did I do? I changed my keyboard profile by accident. Are we gonna get in the game, bro? Dude. Yes! Maybe. Nope. A little late, Dis 3. A little late, bro. Alright. Okay, we're back. We're here. The tournament. Fuck! Fuck! No, man. What do you mean you're vetoing Galaxy? This is bait. This is actual rage bait. I'm gonna throw up. Yes! Yes! The game started. The game started. Guys, the game actually started. It's so GG. We're witnessing some of the top players in the game. Oh god, it's so hard to spectate Bridge without POVs. I think Eventre may be in here, actually. There it is. First goal. First goal of the tournament. Here we go. Here we go. Finally. We get to watch some bridge games. I should turn chat off. I really should turn chat off. That's a good shout. I should also, I'm gonna turn this off. If they score while I'm doing this, shit. It's fine, it's fine. If you squint, it never happened. I'm gonna do a vote. Wait, can mods do polls? Hold on. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Who perspective? And then Aventre Wayuki. Hold, guys. This is a really great Slowitch and Dis3. Guys, I'm just missing the game because I'm starting a poll. It's gonna be over by the time I am back. There we go. Whose perspective? Whose perspective do we spectate? Incredible spectating experience. Like I said, it's just gonna. I'm not sat here acting like I'm about to do professional commentary. Like I'm just gonna. This is just gonna be a watch party, realistically. Cheetah knew not to play in the tournament because it wouldn't be fair. Yeah, I'm too high level for them, realistically. Ooh. I think Dis3 probably has this. Yeah. On the other side of the map. Nothing's going on. Absolutely nothing. Zero things are happening. We need Bucky Bar commentary. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe for the finals. Maybe for the finals I lock in, try to actually commentate. I'm just saying it's a malpracticed skill. I can't imagine. I can't imagine it would be great even if I did try to. Thoughts on background music? I had the idea, but it feels weird to have that going during a tourney. I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. I'll go ahead. Oops. I'll go ahead and throw it on. Not this song, though. Psst. Like here? There we go. Okay, we're back. What'd I miss? Nothing. Nothing happened. Banter and Wake, you do have a little bit of pressure here. One died, but it's going to be able to top layer PvP. Told. Ooh, but we have a passer in the lower right for red. Slowitch died immediately. GG. It has to be intense music. I don't have, like, individual playlists, though. That's the issue. Like, I don't want to search up, like, intense copyright-free playlists because I don't get copyrighted. Because they always lie. So it's kind of rolling everybody here. Actually, that's a great position. Immediately dropping into the bypass. Manages to kill Ventre. Can you shut up? I'm trying to watch the game. Mute it, bro. Lock in. What are we doing? You can spectate on your own. If you want to... This rage bait. This rage bait. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Do the feather thingy? I don't need to. Why are we... Wow. Okay, interesting double. Interesting double again? Okay. Okay. Guys, it's looking dire. It's looking dire for Dis3 and Slowage. Now's when I go feather. Okay, I lied. I shouldn't have gone feather. Nothing happened. I right-click on a block to go back. Be quiet, I can't hear. I'm raging. Blue. The score's been the same minutes for 5 minutes at this point. The game has not been going on for 5 minutes yet. Uh-oh. A little bit of a race going. It looks like Ventre is going to be able to pull it out. Slash glass. Oh, yeah. Wait, yeah! I forgot you could do that. That's cool. For times in need. That's actually really cool. Oh, that's sick! Slowage, able to pass by, but Dis3's back. Wait. Nope, that's not Dis3. Wayuki able to get back and defend. So it's still in the hippo. It looks like they're going to get doubled now. Unlikely they're going to be able to score. Almost gets boosted by a Ventre. We're back either way. Ventre holding out in goal room, defending Dis3. Dis3 cannot pull through. You ignored my message, big dog? Yeah, actually, believe it or not, guys, while I'm sat here commentating and watching a tournament, if I don't read your message out loud in particular, it's actually a personal attack against you. Like, believe it or not. I'm pretty sure. That's how it works, you know what I mean? The glass is gross. It's alright. It's really good for, like, how do I say? It's really good for spectating. Like, it's really good for, like, actually being able to see what's going on. Like, down there, we wouldn't have, like, any conception of the actual, like, block placements and stuff. Or like what the tunnels look like or the bypasses without getting like really close in, which limits our vision on the other stuff, so. I fuck with it. I fuck with it, I think. Like especially like hippo interactions as well. Wow. Dis3 and Slow have quite a bit of pressure here. Oh, Wayuki is able to defend Dis3 over top though. Is Wayuki gonna be able to get back? Able to bait both players down! Slowage gets a shit ton of pressure, he can dig through the hippo while Dis3 just runs away. A lot of pressure, but it looks like Wayuki is going to be able to clean it up here. Dis3 still. Holding top layer, waiting for Slowage to get down. Slowage drops into the bypass. Guys, the budget is super low. It's the best he can do. The budget is super low, admittedly, but I also made this... Like, the overlay was made... I really mean this. The overlay was made maybe 30 minutes. Maybe. I smacked this together quite quickly, okay? Leave me alone. I was informed that this tournament existed like 3 days ago, and then was informed that... Whoa, okay. So I'm almost too funny. And then was informed that it was yesterday. Like, I didn't know that it was gonna be quick. So, we're here. We're doing the best that we can. You took 30 minutes for this? Exaggerative. That's why I said maybe, alright? Like 30 minutes max. Also, you don't do image editing. You don't know how long it takes. Ventre, ooh, able to sneak by the left side, but may still get hit on his way through. No, able to get into the goal. Really looking like the top of a windshield. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's funny. How much are they paying you for this? It's for free. I'm having fun. Uh-oh. Where am I? Oh yeah, I have to right-click on a block. I keep forgetting. This is super weird, man. It's weird because I'm not used to it. It's not actually that weird. It's fine. See, this is why we need the glass, because we can actually see through and know what's going on here. Just 3. Oh my god, Giga Block-ins! Holy! And he's able to sneak by Ventre and get the 4th goal of the game. It's 4-3. Wall POV. Wait, do I have the teams right? Yeah, I do. I set the teams and I was ready to switch them if I needed to. But it looks like the teams just by chance were right, which is good. Ventre in the goal room and able to tie it up 4-4. Close game. For everybody who doesn't know, these are top best of 3, I think. We are dead low on budget? Yes. Why are we acting like this is a surprise? Like, I'm not trying to hide it. Yes, best of 3? Okay, thank you, Paris. If you are actually playing, will it be next game? Yeah, I'm playing next game. Ooh, Ventre deep in the tunnels here, low left. Building a side switcher if he needs to. We have pressure on the other side at the same time. Able to kill, I believe that was Slowage, so now they can double a Ventre, reset the pressure. Finals best of 5? Yes, I saw, thank you. Ventre deciding to aggro from this position. Dis3 deciding to go for him, which is surprising. Ventre just holding shift in the middle of the bridge. Dis3 has no clue where he is. Slowage able to build up past over Wayuki, though. Gets boosted on top of the base, but there's still plenty of time. They have to win this fight. It looks like Ventre's back now. Can he pull through? No, he cannot. This is semis? Yes. Thank you, guys. Ventre. I was gonna say racing, but it looks like Dis3 voided for him. Ventre falls off on his own. Interesting. Slowage digging down into the depths. Able to win his 1v1, but Ventre will quickly follow up. Oh, able to get the gap off, though, and Ventre's dead again. Slowage still holding a lot of pressure for this team. Ventre, ooh. Looks like he accidentally dropped down and, unfortunately, is killed in the process. Well, not unfortunately. I don't really care. I should wait. Alright, like I'm supposed to be unbiased, right? Like I don't actually care that much. I shouldn't be like unfortunately. I guess from the perspective of the player, right? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. What's the point of the poll? Oh yeah, I forgot about the poll. I'll do it next game. I'll spectate from Adventure's perspective next game. Just 3. Oh, and there it is. There was a bit of a race there. I think it was who was it? It was Wayuki going for a race while Dis 3 and Slavage both bypassed, and eventually was able to stall just long enough. But yeah, next game. Here, I'll turn chat back on. Help. I'll turn chat back on. Oops. Are we playing the game? I keep accidentally changing my, what's it called? My keyboard profile. Hop off, Gabe. Hop off. Dude, are we playing? What's going on? I'm just gonna watch. Oop, this 3's gone. Looks like a game started. Here we go. Are we gonna? Why are we vetoing? Are there just unlimited vetoes? Is that how that should not be? Guys, runners of tournament. Guys. That's okay. That's okay. Please tell me they're playing Treehouse. No, I love Treehouse! Bro, Weston, you have got to implement veto limit. Oh, okay, so there's 3 vetoes, it seems like? Maybe I missed that? Maybe there was a limit and I wasn't... Okay, it looks like there was a limit and I was dissing for nothing. Just more than me as a spectator wants to sit through and wait for them to cycle through. Maybe one day. One day, the game will start, surely. Yes! No! No! Let me back in! No, bro. What is this? Why am I this way? Oh, I'm inverted, bro. Hold on. Wait, this is cool. I'm having fun. I don't want to slash out. Infinite parkour? Okay, fine. Fine, whatever. Bro, I shouldn't have even done it. I shouldn't have even done it. The game hasn't even started. I'm gonna throw up. Look how much the server's lagging. Everybody's warping around. Jeez, there's a lot of players on. Yes! Let's go! All right. In the best of 3, Eventre and Wayuki are 1 game up. Let's see who can pull it out. This is a weird hippo strat. I have not seen this before. I kind of fuck with it though. Limbo parkour is fire? That's what I'm saying. That shit rocked. I'm about to start spamming in the chat, just to, like spamming commands just to get myself sent to Limbo so I can play that more on the server. That shit was awesome. Making shit. Dude, I do not have control over the players, bro. I'm not the reason this is going slowly. I literally don't even have like affiliation with it. Like I just they called me literally last minute. They were like, yo, by the way, do you want to do this? It's tomorrow. I'm like, sure, I guess. So, like I said, I never promised big things. Oh yeah, I can glass. Whoa, Dis 3 able to win the... Oh, the bypass fight, or the hippo fight, excuse me. But, ooh. Loses in the goal room, but Slowage also loses in the goal room. Wayuki with the 2v1 defense. Looks like both players are top layer, but we're racing, it looks like. Slowage bypassing, but looks like Dis3 noticed way too late and eventually just gets a free goal. This isn't the NFL. Commentating, you promised me? My bad. My bad. You're right. You're right. I should stop going in F5. I'm just advertising. Wait. That's the strat, right? For the tournament? For the tournament, I have to, right? Cheddar pause button, man. Could see Bridge becoming a standalone. Whoa. Outside of MC? I don't know about that, but conceptually it is a very cool game. I can see it becoming a minigame in other games, but I don't know. Bridge is sort of just like... There's not many other games that have like hand-to-hand combat like this in a format that supports, you know. I disagree. That's what I'm trying to say. But that's okay. Ooh, Ventre almost able to sneak by, but fumbles a little bit on the movement, getting over the hippo. Okay, is able to get that kill, which is surprising. But Ventre now. Oh, little one tap, little 1-2. In the bypass now. We have top layer. Looks like Wayuki is the one who loses. So now it's a bypass battle. Who can score first, or die and defend? It looks like Aventre does die. Now Wayuki is playing the defense here. Aventre playing the top layer. Ooh, turning around to try to aggro Dis3. Gets one hit, but ends up getting killed by Slowage, excuse me. There's a little mole boy battle down in the bottom of the hippo. Aventre also digging on him. Nobody seems to know where Dis3 is. Looks like he's digging out a huge tunnel system down here. Let's look at what this looks like without the glass. Yeah, looking lovely here. Digging backwards for the development. I fuck with it. I'm gonna turn chat off. Thank you for the reminder, guys. Aventre, yeah, turning back around. This is really a extremely powerful position for Dis3. Dis3 is able to sneak by, but looks like Aventre is finally able to turn around and defend him. Had a lot of pressure there, got quite a bit of development, so immediately able to drop back into the same bypass, but Aventre is racing. Dis3 is back to defend, and Slowage is able to win the PvP against, I believe that was Wayuki? I'm not 100%. But was able to pull it off. Commentary is improving, he says. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe I'm just the goat like that. Slowage, oh, immediately able to get around, I believe that's Wayuki there, but Aventre also looking pretty powerful in his position in the hippo here. Aventre able to win his PvP while these two were battling and able to sneak in the goal. What in the 2016 Rocket League Majors sweat is going on? What? I don't know what that means. Is your like only association with Rocket League that in 2016? So you call it 2016 Majors? What has happened? I feel like I just hallucinated. How do I turn chat off in game? Options, chat settings, hidden. That's what I did. Aventre immediately dropping, both dropping into the bypass. Dis3 maybe was trying to defend him, but ooh, quite powerful positions for both attackers here, but they are able to defend Wayuki, and now Slowage is getting doubled in the hippo. Both void. Little bit of pressure for Dis3, but it's not looking great with as low as health as he has, and now Slowage immediately dropping into the bypass. Still decent pressure. Slowage tried to go quickly, but it looked like Wayuki was able to predict that, and a 2v1 in the goal room is gonna mean a win for red, but now Dis3 digging into the hippo from the top. Looks like both players are still here. Lots of pressure for red here, and it looks like Dis3 is able to pull off the goal room win. Okay. Red still holding quite a bit of pressure here. Immediately able to retake what they already had in the last goal. Lots of the bridge development is looking very advantageous for red. Lots of bypasses low and early that you can drop into, and it's really looking quite uncomfortable for blue. But they are able to defend them. Red both just respawn, but looks like ooh, Ventre putting on some really early pressure. Yeah, he's able to sneak by, so now Dis3 has the pressure, but so does Ventre. Both sides on opposite, but immediately both of them die, so now it's reset back to middle pressure, and Slowage is already in the bypass. Ventre is instantly getting aggroed, but is able to fight him off, so we have a bypasser on both sides. I believe that was, excuse me, I believe that was Dis3 was able to kill Ventre. Now we're doubling Slowage in defense here, but Dis3 finally able to get there. Digging back into the same spot, or a similar spot that Slowage was in. Slowage now, top left. Dis3 bottom right, is able to sneak through, but is Ventre able to get back fast enough? They double in the goal room, but Wayuki, or excuse me, Slowage is still digging out a massive bypass, getting a lot of pressure here. Slowage getting aggroed from the front, and the Ventre is there to back Wayuki up. And Dis3 immediately loses the PvP, so we get a reset back to middle pressure. Ventre able to win the mid battle, down at 0 and very low, but he's able to, ooh, just barely not able to get away, and Dis3 aggros from there. A reset of pressure in Dis3's, or in Red's advantage, but Ventre trying to go quick, just barely not able to slip away, and now we have battle lower left. It looks like was that Wayuki was able to kill Dis3 in the defense, and Ventre trying to sneak by. Once again, very low right. Decent pressure for red now, or sorry, for blue, excuse me. Slowage decides to go for a bypass. Wayuki isn't racing? Wayuki is racing. Ventre ends up dropping. Wayuki takes the more powerful position in bypass. Probably a comm there to get into that position. Dis3 is able to aggro and kill Wayuki, so a reset of pressure with a slight red advantage. How does it work with glass only from your POV? It's a server side thing. It's this thing in my hotbar. I click it and it switches over. Yeah, makes it a lot easier to see what's going on, because now I can just look through and see. Looks like both people on both sides. We have one bypasser on both sides. I believe that is Slowage just able to sneak past Ventre before whatever was happening on the other side of the map. I wasn't looking. Was able to get through. Ventre immediately digging into a bypass. Slowage doing the same and able to win that fight. Wayuki wins the PvP top layer. So it looks like one player is bypassing, one player is playing aggressive top layer PvP. Looks like he's able to win it. Our player down here is taking a little bit longer. Wayuki top, and he's able to score. Up to 3-3. Excuse me. Ventre taking quite a bit of time to patch up in the bottom left there, I believe that was. So, we're here looking for a little bit of pressure for red. Dis3, pretty advantageous position going into that PvP. Ventre is able to knock Slowage off though, so it's a 2v1 at their side of the base. He digs down to try to stall as much as he can to allow Slowage to drop into the bypass low right. Ventre isn't able to aggro him quickly enough, so he just goes into his bypass from there. But Slowage, it looks like, has a pretty decent bypass. He's almost able to sneak by, but Wayuki is able to kill him at 0. Both players now dropping back to try to defend Ventre. Okay, yeah, double in the goal room means Wayuki is on the left side here. Is he able to? Ooh. With the spawn protection, Slowage is able to pretty easily handle Wayuki there, trying to wrap around the side. And now we have, I believe that is Wayuki? Wayuki bypassing in the bottom right, but I gotta turn this back on and off again. Slowage is able to juke out Ventre, dropping into the goal room, and wins the PvP for 4-3. Slowage's favor. If we want a game 3, we want red to win. But if blue wins, that is their win for this matchup. Ventre is able to win his bypass PvP here. Now Slowage trying to aggro. Same thing happening on the other side, but Dis3 looks like a little bit more movement. But actually, no. Ventre, top layer, takes a very aggressive pass and is able to score to make it 4-4. Rooting for the Blues. It says, totally funny. Where are we? Slowage. Looks like Wayuki tried to defend them both now. Looks like doubling, yeah, both. Oh, but they are able to kill him. Dis3 now just stalling top layer once again. Allowing Slowage to drop back into the bypass. Looks like Wayuki is the one taking the defense here, but he's able to sneak by. Eventre doesn't see him right next to him, and Slowage now has a PvP in top layer. He's able to get Wayuki to drop down. Eventre has to void. It's a 2v1 in the goal room. With Dis3 slowly sneaking up, it looks like Slowage does end up losing, but Dis3, where are we? Turn it back on! Dis3 is now deep in the hippo. Wayuki is digging into him. Who wins this one? Dis3 is able to win, holding pressure for Slowage, who did die, so that means Slowage is going to be able to get a significant chance to get back into the game here. Slowage slowly digging back into the, or excuse me, Dis3 slowly digging, getting lots of pressure. Eventre trying to dig down, but doesn't get the time because Slowage gets there fast enough. Slowage does end up dying again, but Dis3 is still in a very comfortable position. Actually, it looks like Wayuki is able to aggro, but still loses the PvP in the bypass. Dis3 still holding pressure at this bypass, will not die. There we go. Finally now dies in that hippo position he had. Now Slowage dropping, trying to do a very similar thing. Actually going for the quick goal, and there it is. GG. Slowage, I believe that was, excuse me if I'm getting it mixed up, makes that 1-1 for the matchup. Actually surprised to see one died in the title. Well, we're here. Well, here and it's fun. This has been actually, these are very close games. It's been very entertaining so far. Excuse me, let me oh right, I turned chat off. It's like, what the fuck? Let me press slash. Okay. Is this okay, we're playing sorcery again, it looks like. Which is the same matchup. Blue won this one last time, so they might have a little bit of a mental advantage going in here. The classic, while hippoing trying to hold pressure, they both decide to skip the player in mid bridge. Eventually tries to go over, but it looks like he messes up his movement. Ends up resetting. Excuse me. Looks like they're both going to be able to get, both teams are going to be able to get their hippos off. And it looks like Eventre wins this mid bridge, which means, oh, he doesn't go from a wing from mid. He decides to just continue from the bypass and immediately ends up losing it, which resets pressure back to red. Turning it back around. Dis3 able to win the mid-bridge PvP, and Slowage is building quite a decent chunk of development here low left, so it's going to look pretty comfortable here for them in the early game. Slowage digging into the hippo, Dis3 digging into the bypass. Looks like we're getting Pavwalled over here on the right side. Eventre clicking as fast as he can to stall Slowage out for Wayuki to be able to defend, excuse me, I believe that was Dis3, and then get around to aggroing Slowage. Dis3 immediately getting knocked off on the side there, which allows Wayuki to comfortably defend Slowage, and now we're back to a reset of pressure. Wayuki immediately, ooh, trying to drop low right early, but gets hit off by Eventre, who then falls into the void, a reset again. Slight advantage for red here, but it's not significant. Wayuki taking this time to crater out a little bit of this bridge to make it harder for red to be able to defend here, or sorry, offend. Looks like Slowage is able to, ooh, wow, lots of pressure for red here. We have, I believe that is why, or I'm still learning the player's skins, I apologize. Slowage is able to hold quite a bit of pressure in the right hippo. Lots of, wow, taking a lot of time away from and making Wayuki have to die and go back to defend Dis3, but Dis3 ends up dying quickly, and so does Slowage in that position. So we reset back to still red advantage, but a lot less scary than it was a moment ago. I keep forgetting to turn chat off. Oh god. No, help! Okay. Slowage now, in the bottom right hippo, ends up forcing Wayuki to defend and void. Looks about middle pressure now, but they have way better, or red, excuse me, has way better pressure in the bypasses and such, but they are able to quickly defend it, and eventually actually takes this opportunity to patch up before going in through the bypass for him. Ends up spleefing Slowage, it looks like. I'm not 100% sure, but he's able to win the fight either way, or actually, looks like eventually just ends up racing. Oh, Slowage ends up voiding for a defense that Dis3 looked like he had pretty comfortable, so that's an unfortunate loss of pressure there. He could have taken that fight in and taken where his position forwards, but Eventre dropping low left ends up falling. Wayuki ends up losing the PvP to Slowage, and now Slowage is aggroing Eventre in the middle bridge, who whoever wins this is going to have a lot more offensive pressure here, and it looks like Eventre is able to win it, and Wayuki's winning the top layer, so lots of pressure here for blue. Let's see if they can reset that advantage, that massive development advantage red has on the other side, and it doesn't look like they can. They pretty quickly lose that. It looks like red's right back to where they were a moment ago, as long as red wins that fight, which he doesn't. Wayuki now in the bypass. Both players on bypasses on both sides. Looks like Dis3, Wayuki's in the hippo here. Ventre is able to stall, so now we have both red players on this side of the map. Let's see who can end up pulling this out. Wayuki ends up dying, but Ventre is on top of the base. He's able to stall out just long enough to get into the hippo, while Wayuki is now over left side, but Dis3 kills him. Wayuki gets hit off, and now it's just a reset again. Slowage with the insta aggro, both end up dying in the mid bridge, so it's just a reset of pressure, but Wayuki takes the time to... I'm not sure what that was. It seems like maybe a cross between trying to dig down for a positional advantage in PvP, but also for the patching opportunity. Ends up not working out for him, as both players on both teams are in both hippos. Looks like Slowage is the one that's able to get out of his lower position. Now Dis3 is now, Dis3 is now low left, but Slowage, doesn't matter that Dis3 was in the bypass mid-bridge, because Slowage is able to pull it out. Looks like maybe there's some development here. Yeah, quite a bit of comfortable development. A side switcher here. Looking fairly comfortable for red in a lot of these positions. Yeah, some great bypasses there as well. Dis3 insta-aggroing Eventre, who's able to kill him. And the same with Wayuki. So now it is a full pressure on the blue side, or on the red side, excuse me. And it looks like Dis3 is able to clean it up fairly quickly. Now we have both players at mid-bridge. A little bit of pressure for red. Wayuki trying to chase after him. Is he able to? He is able to defend Slowage in the mid-bridge, and Eventre absolutely walks Dis3 in the PvP, and it looks like we now have a little bit of blue pressure here. Eventre wrapping around the left side, but it looks like Dis3, even if Slowage wasn't able to, Dis3 is there to defend him. Dis3 insta-aggros, I believe that was Wayuki on the left side, so a bit of a reset of pressure. Dis3 having to defend both sides, but Eventre defends himself this time. Which means Slowage is now wrapping into a bypass. He ends up getting killed, and that means that Wayuki can actually patch up a little bit down there while Eventre stalls the PvP, but it looks like Eventre ends up losing the PvP, which gives Slowage the opportunity to drop into the low left hippo, but Wayuki's going to be able to get back into the goal room before he can, but that means Dis3 is now over top right side. Able to stall out this PvP. He ends up winning the PvP, stalling out just enough for Slowage to be able to get into a pretty good position over here on the left side. But it looks like, yeah, Eventre is able to kill him. And we're back to a reset of pressure. Slowage, mid-bridge, mid-bypass, dropping low right now. Wayuki able to defend him. Dis3 wins his PvP, which means they're very comfortable. Wayuki ends up having to pull out and go into... I shouldn't say that. Going out into mid-bridge for running out to run after Dis3. And Eventre... Oops. I right-clicked by accident. Eventre now. Both sides have a bypasser. It looks like Eventre's opponent, Slowage, here has a much better position, but Eventre does end up winning the PvP, which leaves Dis3 over here. Both end up having to double, which means a decent pressure for red, or for blue, excuse me, but blue ends up having to, blue ends up having to patch the damage from what I believe it was Slowage was able to do. So they end up still having a little bit of pressure on the red side. Slowage dropping mid-bridge, but eventually wins it, and it's decent pressure for blue here. We have a 1-goal game after 6 minutes. This has been a very close game, or no, it's 7 minutes, excuse me, 7 minutes and almost 15 seconds. So quite the matchup here so far. Wayuki able to win that PvP, which means Eventre gets a free bypass down mid. 1 goal could really mean a lot in this type of game. There's been so much stalling, so much pressure that just hasn't amounted to anything. So if Eventre is able to pull through here with 1-1, that would really set things up for them in the future, considering how long it's taken. And Eventre is able to sneak around. Dis3 ends up not being able to stall Eventre long enough in the hippo, or in the goal room, or kill him, and ends up getting scored on. So it's 1-1 now. Instead of saying red blue, just say good evil. You're so right. You're so right. The evil team now, or wait, no, the good team, excuse me, able to bypass. Gets a actually, both teams now bypassing. One little bit, actually, both seem pretty similar positions, but red's Blue's side has seemed a lot more, you know, overwhelming, but it's actually, ooh, Eventre just barely not able to sneak by, and Wayuki is able to get his defense, so a reset of pressure here, as Eventre immediately drops down, Dis3 going down to defend him, but the shot from Wayuki looks like maybe did a little bit of extra damage to give him the advantage. Now, Eventre bottom left, both players die in that PvP, so just the little bit of pressure that Eventre is able to hold, and it does look like he dies pretty quickly. An insane little extension off on the right side. It may end up being useful, we'll see. But it looks like Red is racing here. Wayuki taking a pretty risky bypass, it looks like, but Slowage is dead, but Dis3 is still able to pull it out, and it looks like it is 2-1. Red, with a little bit of a patching that Slowage needs to do on the right side here, means that Red's going to have early pressure. Dis3 opts to go for the bypasser, immediately going for Eventre. Eventre ends up winning that bypass interaction. He's able to get the gap off, but I believe that is Slowage is able to kill him before he has the chance to gapple. Now, Eventre dropping into the bypass once again. Both players, one on each side, bypassing. Looks like Eventre has a bit more of a comfortable position, but actually Slowage that is able to sneak by. Now a 2v1 in the goal room here, or close to the goal room. Top left, I suppose. Unable to do much, but he is able to stall enough for Dis3 to be able to drop into the lower left bypass. Able to kill Wayuki in the defensive position, but maybe... Ooh, he isn't... I thought he was maybe trying to sneak up a little too far, but it looks like now Wayuki is going to have a goal room on his hands. He gets shot immediately, and Dis3 is going to be able to get the gap off. This is a massive health advantage, and Dis3 is able to pull it out to make... I gotta stop saying pull it out. I gotta. Is able to eke it out. Sure, that works. Able to get it to 3-1. Now, Dis3 running over Sop. Oh my god, an instant boost from Eventre. A significant blunder there, leading to an immediate 4th goal for Red Team. And there it is. Now, 4 minutes left for Blue Team, for Eventre and Wayuki to have to make up all 4 goals to get, if they want to get a win here, at least 3 to draw and make a rematch match and create a rematch, force a rematch. But Slowage already bypassing through, and it is game over. GG. Dis3 and Slowage end up winning. GG. That was a good matchup. That was fun. So it looks like that means Slowage and Dis3 move on to the next round, and our next matchup is one that I'm excited to watch personally. Unironically, not a bit, because Eric is playing, and Eric is so fun to watch play the game. He plays very defensive, and he's very good at it, at least the last time I was in the comm. So somebody who I'm excited to see what it looks like. Awesome. All right, there it is. So now we have, let me double check to make sure that it is the right matchup next. Second round is going to be, that is Eric plus Iratry versus, Infracting versus, wait, what am I doing? Not versus, plus Cassick. There we go. I'm silly. Wait, did I put a plus sign there? I hope I put a plus sign in that one too. We have a sub. Gary is subbing for Cassick. Okay. I can do that. Cassick is not playing. In fact, Gary is going to be taking his place. So it's going to be Iratry. Don't worry about it. Eric and Iratry versus Infracting and Gary. Like I said, genuinely a very exciting matchup. I've also seen a lot of Gary play. He has a very aggressive, he has very high sensitivity, and I think it, shines through in his playstyle. He plays very flicky and aggressive, and I almost want to say sporadic, but not, that sounds like a diss. I don't mean it in a diss. In a very unpredictable way is perhaps the word to use. So spec, who do I spec? I guess Eric? No! Wait, I can't spectate! I can't spectate their game because... Wait, hold on. Who else is playing? Gary? They're not on? Infracting. Dude! I can't spectate the game! Yo! Wait, this is chalked. Oh, he's not in a game? It says in tab he's not in a game yet. Eric, can you turn spectators on? The spec I retry is another person I can try. Oh, that works too. Okay. There we go. There we go. Should be able to spectate now, once we're in the game. Thanks, Twin. Alright. Shit, did you play? Yeah, unfortunately you did miss my match, but that's okay, because, oh, I completely forgot about the poll. I think it's, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of glad that I forgot about it, because it means that now I'm gonna be able to just, like, I think I realized through it that, like, spectating and just watching is actually fine, so it's okay. Like, I think at the start I was a little bit nervous about that, and it wouldn't be able to be, it wouldn't be followable, but it ends up being, honestly, probably more followable, considering, so. Probably gonna be watching the game here. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. What does chalked mean? Like fucked. Like over. Like GG. It's bad. I don't actually know where it comes from. Maybe it like comes from like when you chalk a body, like a dead body, like you put a chalk line around it. So it's like if something's chalked, it's dead, it's over. I don't know. That's my guess, I guess. I don't know. But that's what chalked means. Like if something's chalked, that's like GG. What? What? We're in a game! Okay, we're not in a game? Okay, oh. They're probably cycling. They're probably cycling. Looks like they're in another one here. Yeah, are they going to be playing Boo? Let's see if anybody vetoes. Looks like we are playing Boo. So. Oh, jeez. Eric immediately... Oh, what? He has a gorilla skin on, which is funny. Who is this? This is too cute. What? Is this Gary? I assume this is Gary. Yeah, this is... Okay, so this is Gary. For anybody who doesn't know what's going on, the name in the top, this is Gary. Looks like pretty decent pressure for blue here, but red ends up racing, which means infracting has to drop back into the into the goal room to defend I retry. Eric is able to defend his racer here, so we now have a little bit of a reset of pressure. I believe that is infracting finally. I don't know these players, so again, I'm gonna have to be learning these as we go. I apologize if you see me zoom in and reading a name. That's what that is. I retry able to kill. That's infracting in the bypass there. Losing a little bit of time here. He's able to kill him again, though, holding pressure. Eric ends up dying in the mid-bridge to Gary in the PvP, and Iretry ends up losing as well, so now we have a little bit of pressure for blue here. Infracting, able to win this PvP in the mid-bridge. Gary immediately building out a wicked low wing, low left, and able to survive this attack from Eric for just long enough, but Eric is able to get there before he can gap, so now we have doubling, infracting in the top, but Eric is able to clean him up while Iretry drops down right side to defend Wayuki, or sorry, Gary, still on the little, I saw a short name. But both blue are able to get here. Iretry quickly able to clean up his player, and Eric able to do the same, so we have a reset of pressure while Eric pulls a lot of time to sit and defend, patch up, and ends up taking Gary down in the bottom right, resetting back to pretty comfortable pressure here, but Iretry ends up dying in the bypass to, I believe that is infracting. And so now we have a little bit of pressure for red, but if Iretry isn't able to stall, he is able to stall, which means he continues to hold this pressure, but Gary is now in the bypass low left while Iretry is in the bottom right. Eric ends up winning his defense here, and now we get doubled. We see Iretry getting doubled in the bypass there, so a reset of pressure while Eric is bypassing, excuse me. Iretry is now in defense here, which you would expect Eric to play quite a bit more defensive in these games. Looks like they take a 2v1 on the top layer while Iretry bypasses, but infracting turns around to defend him, ends up killing him while Eric is able to defend. I believe that was Gary in the bottom left there for him. Both players, oh excuse me, who is that? That's Iretry in the bypassing, building up, able to get, is he able to sneak over infracting? It looks like he isn't, so they're going to just take a top layer PvP fight that infracting ends up winning with Eric now in the bottom left, trying to Gary trying to get past Eric, but it's not a feat that's easy, but looks like he's able to kill him this time. Stalling just enough to get a gap off, but not much of a positional advantage. He builds up. Is he able to sneak past Eric? Just barely, but we have Iretry just barely able to scoring on the opposite side. I believe that would have been a goal for Gary if his teammate was able to stall for just a little bit longer. But it looks like he's not able to. And Eric now immediately winning his PvP top layer, holding pressure for Iratry now, digging into the bypass, trying to sneak by. Oh, wow, trying to sneak by and fracting, but a fracting immediately dropping into that bypass and not having any of it. Instantly killing Iratry in the process. Eric now taking a fairly passive approach, cratering out a lot of this mid-hippo to make it more difficult for Gary to bypass in the future. It looks like he's going down lower mid-bridge, and Eric has to turn around and run back to try to aggro him, and he is able to aggro him fairly comfortably, killing killing Gary, which means a reset of pressure, but Gary just leaves infracting to defend, which I suppose makes some sense. It looked like a fracting had him pretty comfortably there, and now Gary attacking Eric now. Looks like they traded, and fracting ends up defending Eric. Eric is able to build a little bit of an extension here on the lower left, but it isn't anything too crazy unless you get to the low left and build a low wing off of it. Now I believe that is Iratry digging against infracting once again. Eric able to patch up a lot of that bypass, and now going to have a mid fight with Gary, which he ends up losing right away, but Iratry not able to juke out. Infracting in the defense there. Gary is able to kill Eric, which means quite a decent bit of pressure for blue here. Infracting jumps over that arrow from Iratry. Now a 2v1 on the top layer that Infracting ends up pulling quite a bit of his weight in. Infracting able to sneak by Eric, who was distracted by the other player. Now... Oh, jeez. Sorry. I thought I'd be able to look through those blocks, but it looks like Red was able to defend here. Now a reset of pressure, but still fairly blue advantaged. Eric decides to punch him off to stall, but both blue players ends up dying. Now Eric in the bypass, he's digging into the right hippo here. He's able to sneak through, so Infracting has a golem on his hands. Is he able to stall him long enough for anything to happen over on the other side? It looks like Eric is able to win that PvP interaction in the goal room, making it 2-0 for Eric's team. It looks like Infracting ends up having to take a lot of time to go back and patch, which means Iratry gets a free bypass, Iratry, excuse me, ends up getting a free bypass, but he doesn't end up doing much with it, and now Gary is in the lower left wing that he ended up making. He's probably going to be able to get, lots of comfortable development off of this for the future. Iratry does win the PvP against Infracting, though, which means Eric is there to defend Gary, and now we have a reset of pressure for Red. Red holding a little bit of pressure, but I believe that's, Iratry ends up losing that PvP fight. And now we have a reset of pressure in the mid-bridge. Gary ends up winning his fight, and Eric ends up having to drop way low left. Very uncomfortable position, but it looks like Fracting is going back for it, but rather than racing, but Eric ends up falling anyway, assuming that he probably is racing. I keep saying Wayuki when it's Gary. Gary keeps trying to sneak by Eric there, but he is able to see him a crazy clutch here on the lower left. Able to just barely sneak his life out, and now Gary ends up killing Eric in the low left. It looks like a PvP up here for Iratry and Infracting. Iratry holding a decent bit of pressure here. Eric just taking the opportunity to crater where he doesn't really seem to know where Gary is at all. Now, Iratry in the lower left hippo. Seems like Eric is finally honing in on I believe that was, Gary, but Gary's taking a whole lot of time, and so is Iratry digging out a massive chunk of this hippo. Eric looks like he has a fairly comfortable defense on his hands, while we still have a goal room. Gary does double, ends up being able to kill while Eric drops into the low right hippo here. Trying to sneak through, but he ends up getting doubled on both sides, but that means, Eric is able to survive, hitting both players into the goal room, which is massively advantageous. Iratry taking the time to make a massive roof on the right side. Very uncomfortable for the blue team here. I accidentally fell. Iratry just barely, he's able to hit away Gary, and Infracting isn't able to get back in time, so Iratry able to turn around and score a third goal for this red team here. I'm sorry, I had to alt-tab for a moment. Now we have Iratry. Iratry immediately... actually still alive in the bypass here. Low right, digging into the hippo, but Gary looks like is able to fairly comfortably defend him, and same with Eric here, it seems. No, Infracting is able to win that PvP fight, and Iratry is still alive in the lower right. Eric does end up being able to kill Infracting, which means that we now have Iratry against Gary, Gary. I get Gary and Gabe mixed up because it starts with a G, and I'm struggling, but we're here, we're fine. Iritry immediately dropping very low right. Eric dying to infracting here in the bypass, but still fairly comfortable position for Eric. It doesn't seem like he has that many threats going, whereas for Gary here, it looks like, where are we? I lost one of our players. Oh, okay. Seems like Eric's up here. Yeah, Iritry just died, so now we have quite a bit of pressure for the blue team. Gary immediately getting aggroed by Eric. Eric block hitting all of those hits, meaning that he's able to win that fight, even though I believe he had a bit of a health disadvantage on him. Iritry able to kill them, or who was that? I believe that was Gary in the PvP, which means a complete reset of pressure. It is now almost perfectly even here. Gary getting insta-aggroed by Eric in the mid-bridge, and Eric boosting Iritry into a not super comfortable position for infracting, but it looks like he tries to race. Oh, Eric ends up dying, so he's able to spleef himself, and now in a very uncomfortable position. Gary going, or sorry, infracting going into position. I don't even know if I've seen anybody go in there before. Taking it very low into the sorcery hippo. Looks like he's trying to go wrap around the side, but Eric is immediately reading that and digging quickly into him. Iritry ends up voiding for a race from Gary. Both end up having to defend him, which means infracting here is quite a bit of pressure on him to try to make sure something happens out of this. He ends up just digging early, which I think is a fair play. Ends up getting himself into a fairly comfortable positioning, meaning Gabe has all the time in the world to stall. He ends up dancing a little bit on the wing there for losing the PvP to Iritry. Then now Iritry dropping to the bypass early. I don't think he had much health. Oh, maybe he was able to get that gap off. I'm not sure. Now quite a bit of pressure for red here. Iritry dropping quite low in the lower left. Makes a lot of sense considering the development here over on this side is quite comfortable, it looks like. Lots of comforting areas here. Eric wrapping around the side, just barely able to sneak away. Neither player able to get a hit on him. They aren't able to defend him. He wins the 2v1 in offense, and infracting and Gary are not gonna be happy about that. I keep saying Gabe. I know. I don't know why I keep misspeaking there. But that's okay. Eric able to defend. I believe that was infracting there, which means that we have a lot of pressure on red team once again. A very comfortable game, it seemed like, for red team. Eric just really has spent so much time in defense and felt so comfortable in every one of those positions. Blue has really struggled to get anything that seems really that threatening. Even here, it seems like Eric, has quite a quick aggro, but he still ends up dying to it. But infracting, still not super comfortable. It looks like. Yeah, it ends up dying while Gary aggroes Iritry here. It looks like they've almost switched around who's primarily offending. Before it was Gary, and now it looks like Gary has been taking a lot of the defenses here. Ends up killing Iritry and voiding to set a fairly comfortable reset of pressure. But Eric absolutely rolling that 2v1, which means he ends up dying, but Iritry gets plenty of time to drop into the bypass low right, setting infracting, immediately dying left side. Now lots of pressure for red, but Iritry dies. So actually a little bit of pressure for blue here, unless Eric is able to pull off a fairly insane PvP interaction, considering how quickly it went out of his favor at the very beginning. Iritry looks like he's losing that PvP on the low right side, ends up getting aggroed, but drops low right now. A fairly even position, it seems like, depending on how this PvP goes. And now Eric wins, and it's just pressure for red. That's been the story so far, is there's just been so much pressure because Eric just continues to solidify that defense, and now making it so difficult for blue to get anywhere other than just sitting in their hippos defending Iritry. But it looks like immediately able to turn that around here. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Are they going to be able to pull out some insane comeback here? Infracting is able to jump around Eric. Eric missed him. Couldn't see where he was, and now Infracting ends up scoring the first of 5 goals that they need to bring a comeback here. At least 3 more to reset. We'll see how it goes. It looks like Iritry dropping early, putting the pressure on them early, and it looks like blue both die, which is really what you cannot be seeing in this position. Eric taking a very passive bypass to just stall as much as he can, but Infracting able to kill Iritry here, getting into a fairly comfortable offensive position, but Infracting does die, which means a reset back to very heavy red pressure. Infracting not even super comfortable trying to leaving Gabe to defend Eric there, and ends up getting the bow shot off. It looks very red pressured again. Well, actually, this mid bridge, position is fairly even, but Eric being able to eke out the end of it. And now it looks like Eric low left, Iritry holding the pressure once again. Eric playing a very, very, very passive defense here. It's funny, he's just able to sneak by though. Now Eric just holding pressure, forcing both players to drop back. Gary dropping back into the goal room almost, it looks like. Yeah, he's into the goal room holding Eric, and now Infracting now is, has the responsibility of trying to get to Iratry, which he does able to aggro. Eric ends up dying. And now we have Iratry in the Hippo, with Eric in the other Hippo. Very uncomfortable position. Iratry is able to win the PvP, and that is game 1. Wow. What a, I hate to say, a demolition from Red Team. A very, very comfortable win in Red's, on Red's side, and it was quite the game, but unless Gabe and Infracting are able to turn things around, seems like a fairly comfortable win for Red here. Gabe, I really am trying not to say Gabe. I'm trying my best, okay? It ain't Gabe. I know it's not Gabe. It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. But that's okay. Iratry is able to finish the Hippo quite quickly, which means, or actually that must have been Eric, which means is even more surprising, honestly, because we have lots of pressure here, it looks like. Starting off this game for Red, once again, just super comfortable win here. Oh, geez. Super comfortable win here. Or, sorry, win last game, it seemed like. And it's the same map. It's unless Blue is able to get something really early, and even with that insane wing that Gary was able to build low left last game, Eric was still able to make it look silly, able to make it look like it was nothing, and very comfortable win for them last game. So let's see if that ends up happening again. Let's see if Blue's able to pull anything out. It doesn't look like this is going to be the way they do it. It looks like Iratry is now holding a lot of pressure in the goal room, or in the Hippo, excuse me, just barely able to sneak by, and it looks like Iratry is scoring. Seems like, though, I believe that was, I don't know who that was, maybe Gary, but either way, this was pretty comfortable with them respawning right away, so maybe a little bit more offensive pressure so far this game for Blue, but Iratry is still able to score quickly enough, and now Eric killing those Infracting quickly enough for Iratry now to have to defend, and Gabe ends up dying. Gary ends up dying fairly quickly to him. So we now have, sorry, and for a frame of reference, anybody who just got here, that blue player, this is Gary, and I keep accidentally calling them Gabe. So if anybody's confused, that's what's happening. I'm trying my best. I don't know why I keep saying Gabe. Eric able to sneak by, which means Infracting has to spend a bunch of time defending him, giving Iratry plenty of time to drop into this bypass here. Sneaking through, building a head hitter. Wow, immediately losing the PvP to Eric. And now getting walked on mid-bridge. Iratry taking both players in the bypass. It looks like Eric is the one who opts to void, leaving Infracting to run over top. He ends up bypassing, I would say, pretty late into the how do I say, into the bridge, so he ends up only getting to about here before Eric just immediately is there to defend him, and Iratry now very comfortably aggroing. Gabe, it seems like he ends up winning that PvP. Lots of pressure here for Red once again. Just a very, very comfortable situation for Red Team here. Blue is able to reset the pressure though, and Iratry, again, if you'll notice, when Infracting was bypassing, he dropped about here, and Iratry ends up dropping about the same distance. He drops about here, which is way more comfortable in game modes like 2v2, where you can get just a huge swooping lower motion that's so much more junk and stuff to try to have to go out of your way to jump down here to defend. It's way more comfortable from the offensive perspective to drop as early as you can, and these guys have really seemed like their main, the main spots that they've been holding are about here and on, which has made Red fairly comfortable defending, but it looks like a bit of a, I don't want to say stall, a bit of a, I'm not sure, an error in some capacity. I have chat off, so people can't be spamming my Minecraft chat, but presumably Gary ended up having to AFK for a moment, or maybe he crashed or something like that, so we're probably waiting around for a moment for Gary to hop back on. Ooh. So, little bit of technical difficulties, but that's okay. You got banned for ban evading? Wait, that's class. That's class. That's so funny. Wait, wait, so that's crazy. Are we just not playing it? What's the verdict? Paris and West. What's the verdict there? What do we do about that? That's so funny. That's actually, that's so funny. Wait. So Gary, for the record, Gary is actually a sub for Kasich. And so Red just wins. I mean, it was looking like a Red victory either way, but Gary getting banned just cements it quite quickly for Red, and now they don't even have to finish out the game. And honestly, like, for the time that we did see that game, we only saw 1.5 games, but that was an absolute stomping from Eric there. Or, well, from Eric's team, excuse me, from Eric and Iratry. A very, very comfortable win, so we'll see what ends up happening, but Gary ended up getting banned off the tail end. Gabe got, did I say Gabe again? Dude, Gary ended up getting banned off that from ban evading. He was just there to sub. Seemed like he was on an ult for, you know, reasons, just trying to do that, and he ends up getting ban evade banned, which is really funny. Obviously, Scrims and, like, the Scrims Minecraft server and the Scrims Discord server do not have affiliation between who is banned and who isn't, so somebody who's allowed to play a tournament in Bridge Scrims is apparently, you know, not allowed to play on the Minecraft server, and it ends up just leading to Red winning the game, which, again, it seemed pretty like a comfortable win for them anyway, but an unfortunate way for it to end it with Gary and Gary and Infracting not able to finish out their game and go out with a bang. But either way, we now have, I gotta turn chat back on. We now have, yes, can you, Paris, do you mind telling me who ends up being in the finals? What was it? It wasn't Eventre, it was, what was the other team? If you don't mind. I'm trying to remember who it was. It was Wayuki and, oh, right, Slowage and Dis3. That's what it is. Slowage plus Dis3. Right, because Wayuki was with... Yes, I remember. Sorry, I was misremembering. But we're here now, and we now have Slowage and Dis3 versus Eric versus Iratry for the finals. And let's make sure that they aren't immediately in a game. Okay. Wanted to make sure we weren't immediately in a game. We've had 2 games. It was just top 8. It was just top 8. So these finals are now going to be a best of 5 between Eric and Iratry versus Slowage and Dis3. So, let's see how it goes. All right. Best of 5. Yeah, sorry, you guys. Sorry, yeah, you guys can play. I'm just watching. I'll go ahead and spec whenever this game starts. It's probably going to be a couple cycles. There typically are at least 1 or 2 at the beginning of the game, so even if we do end up queuing, we might end up cycling, but it looks like they're willing to play Treehouse. Yep, best of 5, so let's see how it goes. Is this the right teams? It is. Red is still Eric and Iratry. Eric, of course, dropping back to Bypass, and these are the finals of All-Stars tournament, which is a silly name. It is, but that's okay. It's just directly stolen from Rank Bedwars, but that's okay. It looks like Iratry immediately able to get a goal off the start, and it's seeming pretty comfortable for Red already. But with that said, Dis3 and Slowage were able to fairly, well, it was a very close game against Eventre and Wayuki, 3 very close games, in fact. They were just able to manage out the win, and now they're up against Eric and Iratry, who very, very comfortably were wiping out their opponent before one of them got banned. So, yeah, looking pretty... Oh, what a bow shot from Eric! Just barely hitting Slowage down, making it a much more awkward position. Resetting Eric now, patching up while Iratry ends up going for that defense. Still lots of pressure here for Blue. Looking fairly comfortable for Red, though, in terms of defense. Yeah, Eric is able to kill him. Oh my god! I didn't even... I thought what was it? Slowage ended up dying there. But is still holding pressure. Lots of pressure for Blue here. Holding quite a bit of the game so far. Just from the start here, it's looking very Blue favored, which is surprising considering how easily Red were able to handle their team last game. Looks like Eric is able to defend his with Dis3 taking a PvP top layer very close to the base, which is surprising. You'd expect him to bypass there, but Dis3 just sneaking by, very aggressive play, able to slip past both Iratry and Eric, dropping into the goal room from the top hole and just scoring right there. Able to bow shot Eric on his way down to stall him enough to have enough distance, and now a reset of pressure. We'll see if Dis3 and Slowage are able to set that same precedent that they were able to set in the beginning of this game so far. But with that said, Iratry, excuse me, was able to sneak a goal off early as well. So far, anybody who's had pressure has scored. So right now it's looking pretty good for Red here, but Eric ends up not dying, almost dying, but ends up playing it quite passively and quite comfortably. Ends up able to defend Slowage, who's in the bypass there. Eric now aggroing. Excuse me, that is Dis3, able to kill him, and now quite a decent bit of pressure for Blue. It looks like Dis3 takes over that aggro, which means Eric gets a bunch of time to drop in low left. Looking fairly passive from Blue team so far, but Eric just immediately gets hit off in one hit, unfortunately for him. Now Iratry dying to the PvP and a reset of pressure with Eric and Slowage in the bypass. Iratry drops into the same bypass after Eric dies in it. And now Iratry at a much more comfortable middle bridge PvP decision or position, ends up winning it. But Dis3 just drops down and one taps Iratry and then kills Eric, resetting the pressure to a Blue advantage. Iratry now a little bit further than mid bridge, but Dis3 getting insta aggroed by Eric ends up surviving. And Dis3 does end up dying fairly quickly, though, to Eric's next aggro, which means a reset of pressure. Now Iratry immediately bypassing a little bit closer on the blue side, but Slowage ends up dying, which resets everything. We now have Dis3 on the offensive and Slowage in the defense. Ends up Iratry wins that interaction in the bypass. Now Slowage insta aggroing, but Iratry has the health advantage. I thought he did, but maybe he didn't have the time to gap. I thought he was going to be able to pull that. No, I can't say it. Eric now turning around to drop low for Slowage in the bypass here. Iratry a similar position, a little bit higher up though. It looks like he's able to. Both players are able to kill their defenders, setting Iratry into the hippo, but he ends up falling, which means Eric insta aggros. Oh, Iratry just not barely fast enough to kill Slowage, while Slowage drops into their and digs into their hippo past Eric, and now it is 2-1 Blue's advantage. Excuse me. Eric immediately able to defend his, with Iratry comfortably defending his as well. So now we have Eric in the bypass with Slowage being defended by Iratry. Eric in the bottom left here, bottom hippo, side switching with Dis3 playing it fairly passive it seems like, but he is still aggroing Eric. Iratry wins his PvP, which gives Eric even more time. He isn't able to clutch that though, so he ends up getting hit off with Iratry now lower left, dropping very low left. Lots of time to stall here because Eric is holding the PvP pretty comfortably. Ends up losing it though, which is surprising. I would have expected that seemed like a pretty winning position for him, which means we now have a reset of pressure with Iratry a little bit closer. He's in the hippo it seems like, or at least fairly close to it. Getting insta aggroed though, not able to win it, which means a reset for pressure for Dis3. Now we have the one bypasser in Slowage. Wow, he ends up winning that against Eric as well, which means fairly decent pressure for Blue in their 2-1 advantage. Now, who's that? Slowage threatening going around, which means Eric has to drop lower left, but Iratry is there to defend, but he takes a lot of time to do that, which means Dis3 gets to drop into the low right hippo, both aggroing it seems like. Yeah, Iratry immediately dying, which means Eric just wins that aggro. And now Iratry just barely can't get a hit on Slowage, now just dipping through. Is he able to drop through? No, it looks like Eric is able to defend him, which means Iratry is now trying to defend, I believe that was Dis3, but is just barely able to do it. And is able to kill Slowage as well, which means lots of pressure for Red here. Now Eric dropping low left into the bypass, but Slowage able to clean him up comfortably, and now a reset of pressure from both players. But Dis3 does end up dying from that bow shot, which means Iratry gets a free bypass. Massive tunnel through mid bridge here, absolutely bonkers way through, and now he has shown that he has that resource. Eric getting spleeved. He has shown that he has that resource, which means now Slowage, now they're going to have to play a lot more passive and a lot more slower and paying much closer attention to the exactness of where they go, because there's just a giga-tunnel mid-bridge, and low left here looks pretty comfortable as well. If I switch to this and go here, this is looking really comfortable, and this is a huge tunnel through mid-bridge here. Yeah, looking at Iratry just passing straight through. Eric ends up winning his PvP, or his defensive position there, which means now Iratry is able to just stall in the middle of the map. He's just sat there gapping and just block hitting, and he's able to let Eric get a bunch of positions so far. Now he ends up dying, but Dis3 taking a lot of time to have to gap, which means Eric is able to sneak by. He just slips around the left side, and that is a goal to tie it up 2-2. Making it a very close game so far. This is exactly what you're looking for in a tournament of players this high caliber. Eric now defending Slowage in the mid-bridge, while Iratry just wins his PvP outright top layer. Eric ends up dying, but is able to kill Slowage, so that means that Iratry is now holding a lot of pressure in the mid. Is Eric able to win? Eric is able to win that PvP. Just plenty of pressure for red here, looking very comfortable. I gotta drink some water because my throat's hurting from talking so much. Eric does end up dying to that PvP, which means Slowage gets a not super comfortable bypass position. Iratry is much closer to the Hippo, but it looks like Slowage is absolutely sneaking through here. But and I believe that was Eric dying, which means that Slowage is now super. Sorry, I think I got the players mixed up there for a moment, but we're back to a fairly reset position. A little bit out of advantage for blue here, it looks like. Yeah, that is Slowage immediately dropping low right. Eric not able to defend him, so he's just going back up over top to defend Dis3. He is able to defend him, and so is Iratry. So now a reset of pressure back to red's advantage. Eric dropping very low left, it seems as though. Iratry dying to Dis3 in defense, so Dis3 now fairly comfortable in his offense here. He's now ends up having to get doubled, though. Iratry is able to kill him. Still fairly decent pressure for blue, though. Slowage takes a little bit of time to block up this bypass. It's still fairly accessible from the side here, but still very much so a comforting thing to know that that is a little bit harder to get into for the red team. That's something they've been really abusing this game so far. And now Eric dropping to try to defend Slowage, I believe that was, which he is able to do. And Dis3 loses the PvP in mid-bridge, which gives the advantage to red once again. Iratry bypassing low right, with Slowage doing the same on the other side. Iratry immediately wins his PvP now in it's a scary position. It's lots of pressure on him, but he's able to get through. Let's see what's going on over here. Iratry just on the edge over here, digging through the Hippo. Eric now has a goal room. Both players have a goal room. Iratry ends up losing his. And now a 2v1 in defense here. Slowage is able to stall a decent amount, but Dis3 still, I believe he maybe had to patch. So now not that much pressure advantage for what you would expect to be such a significant difference, but Slowage is able to drop into the bypass low left here. Slowage dropping low left. Looks like Iratry is really comfortable. You're right, I do say comfortable a lot, I didn't notice. Looking very confident, there we go, in the bottom left here, immediately dying to, I believe that was Dis3 though. And now we have, it's hard to see with the without the glass in some positions. I'm not sure what resets that to this, but we now have Eric losing a PvP in mid-bridge, which gives a little bit of pressure to Slowage. And Iratry dying in the bypass does the same thing, which means that there is a lot of pressure here on red from blue. Slowage jumping around the left side. He's just barely able to sneak into the goal there with Eric on his tail, and it is now 3-2 blue's advantage in this game one of the finals of the All-Stars tournament. I believe that is Slowage immediately dropping low left. That is Dis3 able to kill Iratry in the bypass, which is giving blue quite a bit of pressure here. It looks like Slowage is now dying to Eric, so a bit of a reset of pressure now, but it's still a little bit blue advantage. I expect Slowage to drop into a bypass here, dropping low right, it seems, digging to low right, but Eric immediately aggroing, seeing an angle, but he's just not able to get that third hit he needed to win that that position. Now Dis3 ends up getting knocked off. It looks like he was voiding anyway to try to get back to Iratry. Eric ends up being able to defend his, so now Dis3 is dropping, trying to aggro. Looks like Slowage has to play it really passive to make sure that he isn't about to get scored on while Dis3 ends up losing his defense. So Eric is now wrapping around the right side, all that pressure now gone for blue, over to red, and it looks like Slowage just barely able to hit Eric over the goal room, with now Iratry digging into the hippo somewhere. We don't know exactly where he is. Looks like he's somewhere mid here. Yeah, there he is. He's just taking all the time in the world. He's not going super aggressive. He's taking a lot of this time to just build a nice bypass here in the mid bridge, but Slowage is able to see it and blocks off a decent chunk of it while Eric holds pressure in the top layer. This PvP ends up causing a lot of trouble for Dis3. Now the pressure is even more significant. Both players having to play very passive, and just barely Slowage is able to drop by to defend Iratry, but he sneaks by both players, dropping into the goal to tie it up once again to 3-3 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Looking very thank you Bavkin for the comfortable synonyms. Looks like Dis3 is quickly dropping into the bypass here to try to defend Iratry, which he just barely is able to do. Eric holding a little bit of pressure here, dropping fairly high right bypass, ends up slipping through, and Eric's just in. Seems like Dis3 must have, or I'm not sure who it was defending, but they really how do I say underestimated Eric's offensive position there with all of the ways through and the holes and stuff. Seems like somebody forgot to patch, and now maybe from last goal Eric had a lot of extra time while Iratry was off scoring, so that's probably where that ended up being. But Dis3 able to just barely pull out that PvP to make it 4-4 with 2 minutes left. Whoever scores wins, and if we lose, and if nobody scores, then it's a draw and we end up playing another game. It's a wild game so far. I don't think there's... Every single scoreline has been tied. It's been 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, and 4-4. Now, leaving it to the final goal to decide who wins this game. Eric dropping low left with... I believe that's Slow dropping low right. Just be able to sneak by, but is Eric able to drop back fast enough to defend? He's not! And that game goes to Dis3 and Slowage. What an unbelievable match this has been so far. That's just game one, and it was 4-4 up to the final moments. Dis3 just barely able to sneak through and win that game. An unbelievable matchup, and what a game. Now that is 1 up for Dis3 and Slowage, meaning that we have 2 more, they have to win 2, and Eric have to win 3 to end up winning their game. It's a best of 5 frame of reference. Dis3 and Slowage ended up winning that game, and it was very, very, very close. So expect a fairly even matchup going up out of this game, or I expect a very even matchup. Immediately dropping into, it looks like this is Dojo, but both, oh wow, they're opting. Excuse me, they're opting to dodge Dojo, which is surprising to me. Going into the next game, looks like Boo again. Are they willing to play Boo again? They are. Apparently they are. Or wait, no. Was last game on Boo? I don't remember actually. No, I think it was on Fortress. That's right. So they are willing to play Boo, excuse me. Iratry immediately able to kill, which gives a lot of early pressure here. Gives Eric, that's Eric, plenty of time to defend. They are on the opposite teams. The colors are wrong, so I have to alt-tab in the middle of this game. Let's make sure we don't miss anything crazy here with Eric just running over top and running into the goal. Just able to stall long enough. Now I'm going to change these teams. Excuse me. It's going to be swapped. I know it's weird, but that's okay. There we go. So now we have red for Slowage and Dis3. And Slowage, sorry, I did end up missing it, but it looks like Slowage was able to tie up the game. Once again, a very close game so far. The early goal from Eric just being able to sneak by is then matched by Slowage. And it looks like he was able to just sneak by too, because there's not many blocks on this side of the map. Dis3 is able to comfortably defend. I believe that was Eric though. So now decent pressure for red. Slowage dropping into kill Eric, now sitting in the just blocking up. It looks like Eric takes a very passive position here, even though it doesn't seem like Slowage has that much pressure. And now Dis3 shooting. I believe that was I believe that was Iratry back into the hippo, or into the goal room, which leaves both into a really vulnerable position. Both players in one hippo. Looks like Dis3 ends up killing low right, so now we have just 2 players in the hippo even. Looks Iratry tries to take a very aggressive position for defending, and now Eric is not able to get back in time to kill Dis3, making it 2-1 Red's favor. Now Slowage dropping early, low right, ends up bypassing low left. And Eric immediately there to defend him. It looks fairly comfortable, but Slowage is able to shoot him, but can't get the gap off. Thought he would have enough time with that bow shot, but just barely ends up dying from Eric's mirrored bow. And now Slowage back into the same position. Eric isn't able to kill him quickly this time. And it looks like there's a hole in the left side hippo, so Eric isn't able to defend him again, and it's 3-1, the first 2-goal advantage so far in this game. And now it is Red's favor, and it's pretty significant. It's been a quick game so far, and it's looked fairly comfortable for Red. Just able to sneak by a bunch of goals, and have quite a bit more pressure, it seems, even so far in this goal line, but immediately end up dying to reset the pressure. Actually, a little bit advantage to Blue, it looks like, but Slowage insta-aggroing the bypass. Slowage does still, or sorry, so who is that? That's Iratry, still comfortable in the low left. A little bit of a race here with Iratry, looks like dying in the low left, and Eric now playing an aggro, it seems, from the outside, while Iratry holds the defense. Slowage does end up dying, but that leaves Dis3 jumping over top. Dis3 getting aggroed by Eric, so he has to make a move. He ends up leaving Dis3, leaving Iratry in a very uncomfortable goal room. Dis3 ends up deciding to take the right hippo, but Slowage ended up dying, which means Eric just is holding pressure mid-bridge. Looks like Iratry is able to kill and defend Dis3 there, which resets the pressure a little bit, but Slowage is still in the bypass low right, but Eric is able to just barely get the kill, and so is Iratry on the PvP on the top layer, which sets the pressure back to pretty even. But this looks like, oh wow, yep, sorry, it looks like Slowage fell off, I think. I don't think he ended up getting hit there, which reset the pressure back into Blue's advantage, but then both, wow, a very confusing sequence of events. We're back to a reset in mid-bridge. It looks like Iratry is now dropping early right with Dis3 trying to defend him, doing his best. Slowage ends up killing Eric fairly quickly in that aggro, and who is that? Sorry, Iratry ends up dying quickly as well, which resets pressure back to Red's advantage, but then Slowage ends up dying fairly quickly, giving Iratry the time to build a fairly comfortable bypass. Lots of room here to run through, but Dis3 isn't able to kill him, even though is able to kill him even though he has that massive bypass. It looks like I believe that was, I don't remember who that was. I think that was Dis3 building quite the extension low left now. Pressure for Blue. Looks like Eric is probably going to drop bypass. Or actually, no, he takes top layer while Iratry digs down into the bypass. There's a bit of an aggressive play. It leaves Eric in a fairly vulnerable position to just immediately lose that PvP. Now Slowage taking the bypass mid-bridge. Really uncomfortable. Not a lot of movement options, it looks like, for him here. I'll actually know there's some pretty decent... it all looks pretty blocked off. Seems like patching job from Blue team has been fairly comfortable this game. After the first few goals, we're able to sneak through. Now I believe that is Iratry in the hippo. Slowage ends up dying in offense, so now we have Iratry dying to Slowage, which resets back to a slightly Blue advantageous position, especially with that PvP win. Now Eric in the lower left hippo, both players on him, both players aggroing, one going back into the goal room. Is he able to stall him? No, he's not, and that is 3-2 in Red's favor so far. That's only one more goal for Blue to tie it back up. Excuse me, water break. Now Iratry dropping into the lower left hippo. I said Iratry again, but Eric just going over top. And very quickly, just as quickly as it happened earlier in the game, we're back to 3-3 with a couple goals scored from both teams. Very quick succession. Now Iratry able to win his PvP, which resets him back into a very comfortable offensive position lower left. Looks like Dis3 is playing a fairly aggressive defense. Just Eric holding top layer very comfortably. Both Blue players now in the lower right hippo. Eric ends up dying, and Iratry probably going to die here from the double and top layer, unless he was able to slip by, which he just barely wasn't. It looks like Slowage ends up dropping into the same bypass that Dis3 was, which means that Eric is able to just cleanly kill both of them. But Slowage able to win the PvP against Iratry, excuse me. I thought Iratry, and then was like, no, it's Iratry. Like, I even corrected myself to the wrong one. That's crazy. We now have a bypass on both sides. Dis3 ends up winning his PvP over here, but still fairly comfortable for Dis3 here in the, or sorry, who was that? I'm not sure who that was, excuse me, or Eric, I believe it was in the bypass. But we're back to a reset of pressure. It looks like Blue just barely getting the advantage. bypassing early. Actually, not much of an advantage on either side. They play it fairly evenly. One bypasser and one offender on each side. It looks like Eric back defending. Iratry playing it fairly passive to make sure that he doesn't end up leaving Eric in an uncomfortable position. Iratry now immediately aggroing Dis3. Just barely able to kill him with Eric doing the same to Slowage, so now a little bit of pressure for red it seems, while Blue has to recuperate out of their defensive position they were in. But Iratry immediately dropping into the bypass low left, ends up dying fairly quickly, but still a fairly comfortable position for red here, as he's just going to end up bypassing from here, giving, I believe that is Iratry, a run for his money as he kills him mid-bridge. But Dis3 now having a lot of trouble with Eric in the lower right hippo, or left hippo for him. If I go into spectator, ends up fairly dominant. Well, it was close, but Eric quite comfortable on that last hit, able to jump around and get that final hit, ending up giving it a 4-3 advantage to Blue. So far, a very, very close game. Dis3 able to destroy both players on quite the health advantage, but immediately falls off in his bypass after gapping and winning the mid-bridge PvP, resetting pressure back to even, or maybe even advantage elsewhere. It was very unfortunate for him. Eric getting boosted by an arrow a little bit, it looks like. Slowage able to kill him in the mid-bridge, just getting stalled just enough to kill and slip by just moments before Eric is able to respawn and kill Slowage once again, giving us a 4-4 game. This is our second 4-4 game of this matchup. Extremely close matchup so far, and it's been pretty... this game has seemed pretty Blue favored, but realistically, it's like it's just 4-4. Like the how do I say, the development on either side has felt fairly Blue favored, but it's just even. It's just 4-4. It's like Eric, a little bit of pressure for Blue. Dis3 is not able to sneak by massive, like wild extensions off here on the left side, but they just don't really have anywhere to go from there. The only way to get from this, I guess, is a low wing, low left, but I don't see anybody doing that in this game. It takes a lot of time, and they're 4-4. You're trying to just get able to sneak by. Eric ends up dying, or ends up killing and voiding to reset back into a middle position, and now it is once again one bypasser, one defender for each team. Looks like, I believe that is Iratry is getting aggroed by Dis3, immediately dies, so a lot of pressure on Eric here to win this PvP. He ends up losing it, but Iratry is there to aggro, which means it is fairly even here. Dis3 losing this PvP, but it's what you would expect. Slowage immediately dropping low right, which sets him up for a fairly comfortable bypass, but he ends up getting immediately aggroed by Iratry, giving Iratry the opportunity to bypass low right here. Lots of tunnels, lots of movement here from Iratry. It really seems like there's quite a few paths for him to choose from, and he ends up dropping low right, going low left, able to kill Slowage. Eric slipping by. It seems like Dis3 goes for a fairly aggressive race here and is not able to win it, with Blue team able to pull out their first win. It is now 1-1 in the lineup. Both games having been 4-5 wins from either players. Both of them going to 4-4. Incredibly close games so far. It's been very, very close. For frame of reference, for anybody who doesn't know, Eric, sorry, I have to turn chat back on. It looks like they're probably not going to be playing Chronon. Yeah, that looks like they're dodging Chronon. So far, it has been very, very close games from both of these teams. Eric and Iratry, I'll be honest, I'll admit, it's a little bit of a bummer that I don't know, I can't give too much info on these players, but the one player that I do know a decent bit about is Eric. He plays very defensive, and he's been, a lot of the positions have been him actually losing in defense, which is a little bit scary if you're an Eric fan, because you'd expect him to very comfortably be handling a lot of these positions. We'll see how it ends up going, though. Still, it's nobody's favor. It's incredibly close. They were just Eric and Iratry were just able to pull that last game from from winning that race, a maybe questionable race from Dis3. Very aggressive play at the end of a game at 4-4, and he ends up losing 4-5, and now we have a 1-1 lineup 3 games left. It is now effectively a best of 3. Eric disconnects from the server, probably just relogging to get into the group. So we should be getting into this next game very soon. How did Gary get banned? Ban evading. Like I said, so Scrims and Scrims, the Discord are not affiliated, so somebody who's allowed to sub in a tournament does not necessarily mean that they aren't banned on Scrims, and Gary was playing on an alt. And when his main is banned, it ended up getting banned for ban evading. Oh my goodness, the game already started. Sorry, a little bit lost in the sauce here. Talking about the Gary game, but it looks like Slowage holding a little bit of pressure early, but a reset, meaning that Red ends up having a little bit of an advantage here while Dis3 finishes up the Hippo on his side. Eric dropping back to defense Slowage, just barely not able to kill him. Slowage slipping through his fingers, and it looks like he's just barely able to score, making it 1-0 Blue's favor. Are the teams switched again? The teams are switched again, damn it. Hold on, wait, can I just do this? I can just do this. That's quicker, probably. I can't, like, see if that's... Is that, like, overlapping the wrong... No. No, drag the thing. Oh, it's so rough. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Nobody worry about it, okay? It's... the snap was being annoying. I looked away! Okay, it's 1-1. We're back. We're back now. It's 1-1. Eric or whoever that was, I don't know whose team that was, but or who of the players it was, but red team was able to pull out a goal there. Now Eric immediately dropping a race from Iratry, a fairly aggressive race it seems, now giving Slowage the chance to score here, giving the advantage to blue team. Ignore that red is overlapping Eric plus Iratry. I need to watch the game. I don't have time to alt tab and do this, so I have to like, it's just scuffed. It's just scuffed, and it's gonna stay scuffed, and there's nothing we can do. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We have Eric winning the top layer PvP. It looks like against Dis3, holding a lot of pressure, dropping mid bridge, ends up dying, resetting pressure. Iratry looks like he's building a wing here, a fairly far out wing, one that I wouldn't have expected to see on this map. Fairly easy to defend it seems, but maybe that is what they need. A little bit of pressure, a little bit of you know, holding, like, you know, how do I say, wings a lot of the time they're not as much scoring tools on at least this type of map as they are pressure tools. You go on this to stall out a player, you maybe run around the side, maybe you'll build it out here and then build, like, run across a counter to stall out a player. A lot of the time that's what they end up working as, especially when they're this far out. That's kind of what you end up seeing. If it goes out further, then it's a scoring tool, but realistically that's not what it is here. Realistically, this is just a spot to try to pressure and hold time. Iratry ends up dying to Dis3, but Eric aggro's Dis3 and then Slowage aggro's Eric, which means Slowage ends up winning that interaction, leaving Iratry to stall, like I said, here on the top layer, but it looks like maybe he's actually quite the advantageous position. He isn't able to get away from Dis3, though. He's able to keep his position, so Iratry ends up having to just score the old-fashioned way, but with Slowage now in a very similar position, they're immediately doubling, taking a lot of time and pressure to do this. Both players now in the defensive position against the other player. Now Dis3 immediately aggroing Eric. Eric's able to defend him on one. Apparently Dis3 maybe didn't realize he was on such low health, so he plays it a little bit more passive and ends up getting hit away. Now Eric aggroing Slowage is able to kill him, but Dis3 still wins this mid-bridge PvP, leaving them with a little bit of pressure, especially with that hitting Eric away there as comfortably as he did. Dis3 now ends up dying in the PvP, but and Iratry trying to drop down to defense Slowage ends up immediately dying. Eric immediately getting aggroed as well from Dis3, leaving quite quite a lot of pressure for blue here. Eric taking the position to to play it a little bit more aggressive, and it ends up working out with Iratry able to defend. I believe that was Slowage in the lower right side for him. Iratry immediately getting shot from Slowage, just barely killing him. Now both players in offensive positions. Slowage tries to go over top, and he's just able to. He is able to. I wasn't watching for the exact moment, but I did see him building up. I didn't expect him to be able to get over Dis3 that was, but he just barely was, and then Eric wasn't in time back to defend him. And so now we have Eric dropping, trying to defend. It is Slowage, it looks like, with Iratry on the opposite side. Iratry immediately gets aggroed and does die, so now it's just Eric and Iratry. Iratry playing the defensive position, presumably that was a comm. Eric saying that he has him. Which he did fairly comfortably. It looks like Dis3 wins against Iratry, or sorry, Iratry wins against Dis3 as well, leaving Iratry to bypass and Slowage once again in the lower bypass. Iratry playing a lot more passive than Slowage is, but Slowage is playing very risky, ends up dying fairly quickly, but Iratry dies as well for a reset of pressure. Now Iratry taking that wing, kind of what I was saying, that type of position is fairly even without that wing, and now you just get a little bit of extra pressure, but Dis3 ends up fairly handily winning the PvP against him though, so ends up not doing him that much benefit, but the concept is all there. I'm gonna skip this song, hold on. No. No. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Okay, sorry, we're back. Didn't miss anything. Wait, we didn't miss a goal, did we? Don't tell me. Don't tell me it was 2-1 before I alt tabbed. Don't tell me. I don't remember. Oh man, it's okay. Dis3 able to win this PvP. Now Iratry immediately dropping back. Dis3 able to win the PvP again, dropping into the bypass early, into the hippo early. Excuse me. Eric is able to defend him, but that gives a lot of time for Slowage to this wicked bypass through mid, dropping, just holding shift, playing it very passive, trying to sneak by Eric. Eric is able to use the sound cues though to decide where he is, and he insta-aggroes very quickly, very comfortably. Slowage's position now no longer hidden, while Dis3 is able to defend Iratry, it looks like. And now Eric is holding that pressure on the wing again. This is the type of position that would just lead to a 2v1, but it ends up just barely giving Eric the advantage, but he ends up getting shot from behind from Slowage, giving the advantage back to the blue team. Eric is able to defend Slowage fairly comfortably there, though. Iratry shoots Dis3, giving Eric a little bit more comfortable time PvPing in the lower left here, but Slowage is able to kill Iratry on the wing, resetting pressure now with I believe that was both players aggroing Eric, it seemed. And now Iratry building a lot of tunnels. It seemed fairly committal the way that Dis3 ended up aggroing him, but it looks like it ends up working out for him now with Eric defending Slowage in the bottom left. Iratry leaving to hold that pressure, hoping to win this PvP. He ends up just like, this is what I'm talking about, that exact thing. He's just holding that pressure on that wing, stalling Dis3 out as much as he can. He does end up losing it though, stalling out just enough for Slowage. Oh, Slowage just barely able to sneak through and get that goal off, and now it is 1-4, by far the biggest lead we've seen so far in these games. So if Red wants to keep up the pattern of making it closer, them winning a second game in a row here, they're going to have to win 3 to tie and score 3 times to tie, and then 4 to end up winning the game. Both players insta-aggroing. Looks like, I think that's Slowage down there with Dis3 top layer. Iratry taking a very passive way of fighting it, and he ends up losing it actually with Eric aggroing Slowage in the left hippo. Slowage is able to kill Eric. Eric has to take a goal room position, ends up getting shot early, which is uncomfortable, but Slowage wasn't able to get the gap off, which means he ends up dying, having to defend Iratry back left here. Slowage taking the top bridge while Iratry wins his PvP, but he ends up immediately getting aggroed and easily cleaned up by Dis3, putting them in a much more advantageous than they were before. Slowage immediately dropping into the low left bypass, Dis3 taking the top layer. Iratry winning the PvP against Dis3, hoping to continue that pattern. Dis3 does decide to take a passive and not race there, deciding to play it a little bit safer, meaning it is even advantage here. Eric holding that pressure on that wing like I was talking about before, but he does end up getting shot fairly early. Wow, quite the clutch attempt from Eric there. Isn't able to get there. He was probably looking at it like this. He was very close to being able to clutch onto that, but just barely isn't, so it means he gets a massive extension low right. I don't see, or far right. I don't see that doing much for him, but it's there. We'll see if it ends up pulling up, ends up giving him any advantage. Eric now immediately aggroing Slowage in the hippo, but ends up fairly quickly ends up losing that, while It looks like Iratry ends up losing his Golem as well, giving Eric the chance to immediately aggro Slowage. Sorry, that was Dis3, I believe. But Eric now immediately aggroing Slowage this time and ends up winning it. Probably just going to bypass from that position low left. Dis3 is not going to take the aggro onto Eric, giving Eric plenty of time to zip through these bypasses that Dis3 has been constructing all game. Or sorry, Iratry has been constructing all game. Giving Eric a goal room here, but it looks like he ends up taking a little bit too long, so Dis3 now has time to get back, but Iratry is now in the opposite hippo. Dis3 aggroing Iratry right side, Slowage taking it a little bit slower on the other. Dis3 is able to win his PvP, meaning that Eric now has the responsibility of stalling to wait for Iratry to get back, which he is able to do quite well. It looks like Slowage is digging out the wrong hippo, maybe just taking the opportunity to patch, not knowing where Eric is, but Slowage now is aggroing Eric. Eric wasn't prepared for it, he didn't know where he was, so he ends up dying in a reset of pressure. Bar Slowage having to take a bunch of time to patch up what Eric was spending his time digging out. Means that Eric and Iratry have a little bit more pressure here. Eric dropping low left. Iratry has to win this PvP to hold the pressure. It looks like he ends up losing, meaning Dis3 ends up in a fairly comfortable position. It looks like at least more comfortable than it was before. And Dis3 is sneaking around the side here. Iratry is able to get the bow shot to kill him, meaning that... Wait, is he? No! Iratry was not able to get the bow shot. I think he may have held shift. I'm not actually sure exactly what happened there, but... Blue was able to end up winning the game there. It's unfortunate we don't have the players' perspectives, or we can't go back to rewatch to see exactly what happened, but I believe what I thought was him hitting a shot was he just missed, and he ended up scoring anyway, which means that that Blue end up winning that game, meaning quite handily as well in terms of scoreline. The game seemed fairly close, but the scoreline ended up being still fairly... surely we have the replay link? There's not enough time. They're just going to start the next game fairly quickly, unfortunately. But I'm expecting so far quite the close games, but that 5-1 win might be a little bit advantageous for the mental. I can definitely see that turning around. It looks like they don't want to play Fortress again. They've decided to veto Fortress. Considering I believe they lost the first game on it. I'm not 100%, and by there I mean Dis3 and Slowage. The series score is currently 2 for Eric and Iratry, and then 1 for Slowage and Dis3. That is the current score line. Nope. The answer is no. They do not fuck with us. The scoreline is 1 up for Eric and Iratry. It is a best of 5, and Eric and Iratry are now on match point. Meaning they only have 1 more game to win. Slowage and Dis3 now down 2. For anybody who's confused what's happening right now, we're trying to get a map that everybody is willing to play, and they keep queuing, like getting the same map a bunch of times in a row, which is a little bit unfortunate. Seems like they are not willing to play Fortress again, as it is a map that has already been played during this tournament. So they're resetting that as well. It looks like they queued Chronon as the last one. Urban. It looks like they are willing to, yeah, both teams just taking the opportunity. They say, we don't mind, we don't have to play random maps. They're willing to just pick one that's good, and it looks like they are going to pick Urban, maybe? I'm not sure which one they're going to be going for. Is Bridge going to start? Very soon, yes. Very soon. They're just picking the maps right now. That's the little bit of drama that's going... Not drama. That's an overstatement. But a little bit of a conversation happening. It looks like they finally get into a match on Urban. Both teams are happy with this matchup. So we have a matchup on Urban again. For anybody who's wondering, we have Eric and Iratry on the blue team with a slight score advantage. It is currently 1. They're up 1 in the... sorry, it's going to be scuffed. I wish I could fix it. They're 1 up on the series of a best of 5, so they are now... It is now 2-1, meaning Eric and Iratry are on match point, while Slowage and Dis3 have to win 2 in a row to end up winning this tournament. And for anybody who's just tuning in now, these are the finals of this tournament. Slowage is just barely able to slip by Eric, meaning he now has a goal room, but not super advantageous. He's able to take it up top, though. Eric not able to get the bow shot on him that he wanted, but Iratry is respawning, but he hesitates dropping into the goal room, which means Slowage is just barely able to get that goal. Now, while dropping low right, once again, immediately getting defended by, it seemed like both Eric and Iratry there. It seemed like Dis3 was a little bit distracted by Iratry in the bottom, meaning he ends up getting hit off by Eric over top layer, giving Eric the opportunity to just block trap Slowage into the void. Eric getting hit all the way out to low left, but he does end up dying by the hand of Dis3, giving Slowage the opportunity to drop down and try to defend. I believe that is Iratry. Gonna turn glass back on. Slowage is able to survive, which means he goes low right. Iratry and Eric going for fairly aggressive defensive plays here, giving Slowage the chance to try to block. He builds a decent header to low right, but ends up just getting hit off fairly quickly. Both players now after Dis3 on the blue team, but Iratry is able to kill him and now is respawning. I believe that is Slowage low right. Ends up dying to Eric, giving Eric the chance to bypass, who immediately dies, but Iratry is now defending against Dis3, able to hit him off. And same with Slowage, so now a reset of pressure with a little bit of advantage. Red, it seems. Yeah, they're bypassing early, giving Eric the chance to aggro. Eric ends up getting boxed, but he drops low left to be able to kill him. It looks like what happened is he got boxed here, so he went around and tried, like, hit him maybe through here or something. I'm not sure exactly, but it was really well done. Good vision to see that getting blocked off there wasn't the end of the world. And still able to kill him. Eric now killing Dis3. And now killing Slowage as well. Oh! So it's just barely able to sneak by, but he does still end up dying, stalling Eric just enough to give Dis3 a little bit more of a comfortable position, but he still does end up dying to Eric once he wraps around. Eric voiding for the health, presumably. Didn't look like it, but we can pretend. Now Eric dropping on, or playing quite passive actually against Slowage in this bypass. Does end up dropping, but only gets hit once, and before going back up. And Slowage is able to sneak by while Dis3 wraps around top layer. Seems like Eric is going to lose this PvP, or he just barely ends up winning it, leaving Dis3 on top layer. Eric opts to void, leaving Iratry in the goal room. Iratry does end up voiding and respawns to now try to defend Slowage up in the upper right here, with Eric taking the pressure PvP in the top mid bridge. Eric does end up winning it, and Iratry wins his position as well, so Eric takes the aggressive position of going into the bypass, but immediately get hit off, leaving the advantage far in the Reds corner, with Slowage now taking this mid bridge and Eric losing the PvP to, or the aggro to Dis3, meaning Dis3 now just wraps around left side. Eric was predicting right and just easily able to slip by with a goal room here on the left side. Eric ends up losing it, and Dis3 makes it 2-3. This is exactly the type of game that they need to have. They need the game to go this way if they're looking to tie up the series while they are up, or while they are down 2-1. Now Eric ends up losing this aggro in the low right side for him, or for Slowage. Slowage now just taking a real passive. It looks like Iratry is doing a similar thing. Slowage zipping around side to side, but doesn't look like he's gaining that much positional advantage, but he does end up winning the PvP, but so does so does Iratry, excuse me, losing it to Dis3 losing the PvP, geez, and is able to sneak by, making it 2-1, back in the advantage, or still in the advantage of red, but a goal for blue, making it a little bit closer, and only one more goal for them to have to tie it up. Now, it looks like Eric now losing this PvP to Slowage, but a much more aggressive position here for blue. But then I believe that was Iratry ends up dying in that on that side position, meaning it is a bit of a reset. But it seems as though they were able to reset back into a blue advantage position. Eric now bypassing low left ends up dying to Dis3, and whoever won that mid bridge bypass PvP will end up having the pressure, and it looks like Iratry is the one to do it. Iratry just builds up over Dis3, wrapping around left side, still probably getting defended by Dis3 if he's not able to sneak out something incredible, which he just barely is able to get away. He's able to get his gap off, drop lift, but he does still end up dying now with Eric aggroing. I believe that is Slowage down low left. He ends up missing him, doesn't realize Slowage has such a nice bypass, very low left, and so Eric now has a very uncomfortable position. He takes a very aggressive wraparound to jump and hit him, but he just barely is able to get there. It's the one hit off on him to now reset back to Eric just tapping Dis3 one time, leaving Slowage to kind of do whatever he pleases up top, but Dis3 ends up losing that PvP, so now Eric, fully focused on Slowage, ends up getting hit off right away with iReply now on Dis3, aggroing very early, ends up getting hit though, and Dis3 is able to sneak away, leaving Eric probably to defend him. Oh, never mind, he ends up dying. I don't know how exactly that happened. I looked away for just a moment, but Dis3 was able to end, or wasn't able to sneak away like I thought he was, and now Eric taking an aggro on a Slowage low left, or low right, excuse me, now switching to low left, and then going back to low right, but he's just barely not able to get away from Eric, leaving it back to a slightly red favored positions, it seems. Slowage taking the top layer over opting to drop mid-bridge for Eric. Now Slowage trying to wrap around. Eric does drop into a fairly aggressive position, but Slowage isn't able to capitalize, meaning Eric does end up defending him now, resetting the pressure back to blue slightly, but Iratry ends up dying fairly quickly in the bypass, and Eric now back into the bypass as well. He's able to kill Slowage, and Dis3 loses the PvP to Iratry, so now it is a full pressure position. Eric has a goal room, both players in the goal room, both players holding a lot of pressure, and it looks like Iratry ends up being able to sneak through, tying up the game back to 2-2. Once again, a very, very, very close matchup so far. Last game was an anomaly with a 5-1, and it seems like if the last 2 goals are anything to go by, it will continue to go in that direction, but we'll see. It is only just starting after all. It's still 2-2, and it's still even with Slowage now in the bottom right getting aggroed immediately by Iratry, just barely not able to sneak away now, with Eric dropping into the mid-bridge to stall out Dis3, making him not able to run past, and Eric not able to clutch on the low right, or low left for him. So Slowage now in the middle left, able to I thought he was able to juke out Eric, but it doesn't look like he was, with Iratry now just barely not able to get away from Dis3 now, with Slowage now in the bottom right getting killed by Eric once again. Dis3 wins the top layer PvP, is at 4, but Eric is not able to get the bow shot off quick enough to kill him. Now Eric voiding because he was at low enough health that he knew if he stayed alive, Slowage probably would have just dropped into the bypass and killed him. Now Eric taking this PvP top layer with Dis3 ends up dying. Iratry bypassing low right, Slowage taking a very aggressive aggro. It just barely doesn't end up working. Yeah, Iratry is able to switch sides with now Eric winning. Oh, Eric ends up losing that PvP against Slowage anyway, even with the health advantage. Now Iratry bypassing, trying to slip by low left, with Eric left defending Slowage. That is, looks like Eric is winning that defense against Slowage, leaving Iratry in a 2v1. Slowage decides to just leave it for Dis3, which I'm not sure I love that, considering how advantageous this sort of position is. I feel like a double would do a lot of good. Eric seems almost AFK, waiting for Slowage, and it doesn't end up working out for him. Slowage now in a very advantageous position, trying to win this goal room, and he does end up winning, and Iratry cannot score on the opposite side fast enough, and now it is Red's advantage 3-2 if they keep this lineup. Oh, we're AFK. One player must have had to go for something. I would turn on chat, but I don't want people spamming my Minecraft chat, so that's okay. That's okay. We're here. We're waiting for the next game, or for the game to start back up again. It's been a very close game so far. Okay, Eric now dropping. Wait, sorry, Paris. Can you tell me the score line, or not the score line, but like the matchup score so far? I'm being told in my chat that I got it wrong, but I don't think I did. Now Slowage has a goal room against Eric, I believe that is. Now it is a 2v1 because Eric, or sorry, that was Iratry. Eric now respawning to try to defend Slowage. Slowage able to stall quite a bit. Leaving now Eric to defend Dis3 in the lower right, leaving Slowage having to defend. Oh, it's Dis3 winning. I thought Eric won the. Oh, wait. I thought Eric's team won the. Okay, that's my bad. Okay, so apparently I just spread misinformation. I don't know how I managed to lose track of that, but apparently Dis3 and Slowage are actually the ones in the advantage. I'm not sure how I managed, but that's okay. So Eric, if you're rooting for a game 5, you're actually looking for Eric's team, the blue team right now, to end up winning. Which, so far right now with how much pressure they have, it does look fairly likely. Actually, Iratry still holding pressure in that corner, winning a lot of PvPs in a row, but Eric ends up dying, and so does Iratry at the same time, leaving Dis3 to bypass low right, or low left for him. Meaning, a reset of pressure here. Now Red very much so in the advantage. Iratry taking the top layer of PvP. Eric not able to insta-aggro Slowage, leaving him in a fairly uncomfortable position here, left side. Eric is able to kill Slowage here in defense. I'm missing a player. Where's one of our guys? Oh, it's just defending Iratry in the lower left. It seems as though now with, I believe that is Slowage, very low left here, trying to sneak by. Eric and Iratry both on. Iratry deciding to leave. Now Eric having to wrap around the opposite side to get back to Slowage. A beautiful routing to be able to have a chance of defending. He does still end up dying, but he does at the very least stall him long enough to get another fight in. Eric ends up winning that PvP, leaving Dis3 back in defense to be able to kill him now. Slowage dropping low left. Eric insta-aggroing, it seems. Looking very comfortable for Eric, actually. But Slowage able to sneak around over top. Eric dropping a little bit too low, leaving the advantage just barely in Eric's favor. Now, over on the other side, seems as though Slowage has a little bit more of an advantage. Yeah, Iratry ends up dying, which does, unfortunately, for Slowage, give him the chance to drop back and defend on top of the base there. Now giving Slowage the opportunity to drop low left. Iratry now defending this time. Eric dropping left side. Dis3 gets one hit in, but then ends up having to play a little bit more passive. Doesn't feel like he can aggro, so he ends up voiding to get back for Eric. But now Slowage is back. It's probably going to end up, yeah, Slowage taking it very slow, end up actually fully doubling, taking a lot of time, leaving Iratry the opportunity to maintain that pressure that Eric was holding. Now Eric able to kill clean up Slowage, giving him an opportunity to now drop low right. Dis3 dying to Iratry in PvP, replacing him with Slowage now. Eric low left. I'm going to have to turn this off and on again with Slowage now in an offensive position. But Eric, looking very comfortable in offense, is able to just barely, with 1 minute remaining on the clock, tie it up to 3-3 now. If you guys, the advantage is now Dis3's team is up 1 in the series if they are on match point. If they win, it is over. And so we are, if we want either a tie or a blue win to get a game 5, and it's not looking great right now with Slowage holding fairly comfortable pressure in the mid bridge. Iratry, excuse me, aggressing him enough to make him try to jump over to the right. Now Eric is able to get a poke on Slowage, holding him. Dis3 ends up dying. Ooh, is able to survive now. Iratry, jeez, sorry, lots of stuff happening all at the same time. Eric now aggroing, I believe that is Dis3 in the lower right, but he isn't able to kill him. So now Dis3 now holding shift, sneaking around, trying to get past Eric. Eric doesn't notice. Iratry is able to kill Slowage, leaving now Dis3 and Eric in a 1v1 here. Dis3 really trying to get over top of Eric, trying to sneak by, but he hasn't had it so far. Iratry turning around to defend Dis3. Must have been a comm that he needed help, because I'm very surprised by that play. Both doubling in the lower left once again. Dis3 holding lots of pressure, and that, it seems to be a tie. So now it is still 2-1. I do not believe it is still 2-1. If 2 ties, yes. Yeah. So that means that now it is a tie. So that means that it is effectively it is 2.5. It's 2.5 to 1.5, which is a little weird. But the idea is if they tie, then dis 3 wins. If Eric wins, it is 2.5 to 2.5, which is wild. But oh wait, I'm confused now. All dis 3 slowage have to do is win, not lose. Yes, or they tie. I believe if they tie, it also ends up going in their favor. I think. Sorry, I'm not sure of the exact format, but I believe that is how it works. Oh, we are now waiting for... There we go. Looks like they are willing to play sorcery, so we now have a game. Okay, it is correct, so that means that... Ooh, a little bit of a stall here on the... Oh, they end up not playing this map? That is surprising, I suppose. I would not have... Oops. I would not have guessed that. Apparently they are unwilling to play sorcery. I'm not sure who ended up leaving that one, because I had chat off at the time, I believe. But yeah, so right now... it is effectively it is dis 3's and slowage's favor right now. It's best of 5, so they are 1 up. Dis 3 are 1 up in the game so far. And we'll see how it ends up going. Eric is frozen. Yeah, no worries. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm like, no worries, as if I have any. Like, I'm not even running this. That's funny. Let's see if they have started the game quite yet. Nope. Still looks like we are waiting a little bit longer. Which is okay. Dis 3 now reconnecting, which is a good sign. Iratry is not Iraply. Iratry is a different player, I think. I'm pretty sure. A very exciting matchup so far. I'm seeing a yes and a no. You're hearing a no. So, if that helps. I mean, look, man, I've never met Iratry. I'm just pretty sure, like, I've heard that, like, I'm fairly confident it's a different person, but I mean, it's theoretically possible. I don't know. Okay, finally getting into a match here. It seems sorcery is the one that they queue. Are they willing to play sorcery? Yes, they are playing sorcery, which means we have a tussle in the mid-bridge for early pressure. Let's see how it goes. Now, once again, for anybody who's just now tuning in, we are in the finals. Thank you for telling me to turn my chat off by sending me anything. We are in the finals with Dis 3 and Slowage 1 game advantage. It is a best of 5. It is 1.5 to 2.5 because one person got a draw. So whoever ends up winning, or sorry, all Dis 3 need to either tie or win. Like, they just need to not lose. If they tie this game or if they win this game, they win the whole tournament. Iratry and Eric have to directly win 2 games in a row, no alternatives, to win this tournament. Otherwise, it is over for their run so far. Now, I do believe they were, I mean, at least my picks for the favorites going into this, has been quite the surprise to see Dis 3 and Slowage hold so comfortably against this team. It seems like Eric now, Iratry dropping low right with Slowage in the bottom left. Wings on both sides. This one looking a lot more comfortable. This one looks more like a counter wing without the wing itself. Now with Dis 3 defending Eric. Eric's able to just barely slip around, but Dis 3's able to get him with him being on low enough health. Eric able to kill Slowage as well in the back half of his side of the map. So we now have a reset of pressure with, I believe that is Iratry now building a wicked, like a little bypass here. A whole situation, really lots of opportunities from that lower position. But Red's very advantageous. Both die fairly similar times. So now it is a reset of pressure with Iratry going to his right side wing that has already felt so comfortable for him, or looked so comfortable anyway. Immediately dies though. And Eric is able to defend his slowage as well. So now we have a PvP in mid bridge to sort of set the tone for the pressure. It looks like Eric ends up dying in the mid bridge bypass PvP as well, leaving Dis3. Now Dis3 ends up voiding to have to defend Iratry. Slowage is dead through Dis3's defense, and now we have a goal room with Slowage here, just barely able to kill him. I believe it was Slowage who killed him. Now leaving Eric now in the bypass. He does end up just barely losing that bypass PvP to a slight advantage. Blue, it seems. Actually, Slowage dropping early, which means the advantage goes a little bit towards red, I think. But he ends up falling off, which turns it back around. Now Eric about mid-bridge with Iratry in the lower right hippo. Both players going after Iratry, in fact, which leaves Eric pretty comfortable to do whatever he wants, but he ends up going in a really vulnerable position, and when Iratry dies, he just gets insta-aggroed, which is not what you like to see from Eric, leaving Eric back in defense against Slowage, having, I believe that is Iratry being defended, and I think Slowage boosted Iratry past Dis3, leaving him still in the position to defend. Now Eric getting aggroed from over top from a respawning Dis3. Dis3 now aggroing Iratry, Iratry just barely trying to sneak away, but he isn't able to get away in time. He is able to get the gap off though, killing Slowage, allowing Dis3 to now aggro. Is probably winning this one as well due to the health advantage, but Dis3 is able to get a bow shot and a bow crit to kill him, while Slowage wins his PvP against Eric to getting to a fairly comfortable reset of pressure here. Now Iratry in the lower right hippo, quite uncomfortable for Dis3, but Slowage is respawning, allowing him to stall just enough. He ends up voiding, which if Iratry knew, he maybe would have dropped into the hole in top mid, but doesn't end up mattering because Slowage does respawn and is able to quickly kill Iratry. Now Eric stalling in the lower left hippo. Doesn't look like he was ready for Dis3 to drop on top of him though, but Slowage does win the top layer PvP against Iratry, which gives Dis3 the opportunity to reset the pressure a little bit. Now Slowage just in the lower left hippo. Not much of a chance for him to score, but he's probably just sat here trying to hold pressure. He does end up killing Eric though, which gives him a little bit more advantage. Eric has to try to stall Slowage here, while Iratry gets into a fairly offensive position as well. Iratry ends up dying though, probably going into the goal room to defend Dis3, but never mind, or sorry, Slowage. But it ends up not mattering because Slowage ends up dying to Eric's hand anyway, giving Slowage a wing position. Iratry walking Slowage down the bridge and now in a hippo position, but so is the other team. It looks like a goal room over on this side, and Iratry is just barely able to sneak through and get the first goal of the game after 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Extremely close game so far, but with with blue, a slight advantage, with which if you're looking for a game 5 or game 6, I guess technically, that is what you are looking for. So very close so far. With a slight advantage blue, it has seemed very, very close in terms of the pressure. Lots of back and forth. And so I am very curious to see how this ends up lining up, with Slowage now dropping low right, low left, low right, switching sides enough times that apparently it got Eric to not be able to follow him, but he was able to just chase him down, eventually ends up killing him, and even if he didn't, Iratry was there to back him up. So now Eric tag teaming, I believe that is Slowage down low left, or down too low left, tag teaming him enough to win the fight to now having him run away. Now Iratry able to sneak into a little hippo position. He ends up just gapping here in the hippo with, I believe that is Dis3, trying to juke out Eric. It's not looking great for him. He ends up dying on the left side. Slowage ends up winning that on 0, leaving Dis3 mid-bridge to try to hold pressure to get the full pressure reset, which he just barely is able to do, but Iratry and their wing are able to set him a little bit apart, but then Slowage takes their wing, which means there's a PvP on the left side. Slowage ends up getting hit off in 2 hits by Eric, leaving Iratry immediately killed on the left side. Not much stalling he did on that side, so it ends up being a fairly even pressure reset. A little bit of advantage blue now that he's won that PvP there, it looks like, with actually Slowage slipping by. Eric jumping over the top, I think. Oh, it's Eric is able to jump over into the, I assume, top layer, or the hole here, which, like I said, if you're looking for a game 6, that is what you're looking for, is a blue win here. So we're just you know, as long as if they don't get scored on, or if they are able to close this game out with 5-0 or 5 whatever, that we are looking at another game. But if they lose or tie, it is a red team win. It is a Dis 3 and Slowage win. Looks like Slowage is dropping low right here. Dis 3 now losing the PvP to Iratry, it looks like. Or no, just barely able to... I said I reply, I think. Iratry just barely able to eke it out. Even with the significant health disadvantage with a nice bow combo, but Iratry is able to get him back this time. Eric now in a goal room defense against Slowage and not able to kill him this time, making the game 2-1 Blues' favor. Extremely close game so far, as you would expect from these games so far. Extremely close matchup. It has seemed. Now lots of pressure for red team here. Slowage just going up over top, making it a little bit more uncomfortable for the defense. Now it looks like Slowage ends up dying, leaving Dis 3, but Dis 3 also ends up dying, leaving Slowage to try to bypass low right early. Eric just taking the time to crater since he doesn't seem to know exactly where Slowage is. Now he does though, since he unshifts and he's just aggroing him, trying to hold that position. He is able to kill him, it looks like, with a decent extension low left though. Now Iratry trying to sneak by. If he had one more hit to take, he could have maybe slipped by around the left side there, but he does end up dying, meaning we have Eric now low right, since Iratry was able to hold enough pressure to get him there, and now Eric faking going up top to bait Dis 3, able to bait Dis 3 enough to slip under him. Actually baits Dis 3 all the way up and then slides under him through this little tunnel here into the top layer here, this hole into the goal room. So it is now 3-1 Eric and Iratry's favor. Iratry dying to Slowage in the bottom left, leaving Iratry now to defend. He doesn't seem to know where he is. He lost him. He's in the right side hippo. He's just digging in. He just didn't notice. Iratry just completely missed Slowage. Like, he didn't seem to not realize he had this wicked bypass to low left, so he just absolutely lost him, giving him a free, almost free goal. And it seems like Iratry might not even know where to patch. It seems like he is able to find it quickly enough, but Dis 3 is now running over top. Iratry not there because he was too busy patching, and now it is tied up. Dis 3 able to tie it up 3-3. That is a massive sequence of blunders from Iratry in defensive positions. This seemed very uncomfortable for him. He does not know where these bypasses are, and he has not seemed quick enough to the adaptation to be able to do much about it. Eric now struggling with Slowage in the bypass as well. An absolute turnaround. Slowage very comfortable in this PvP so far, and it looks like from 3-1 to 4-3, a wild comeback in such quick succession. They just have absolutely, their defense has absolutely crumbled, and they are not looking very comfortable in this matchup anymore. The bypasses that Slowage and Dis 3 have been able to curate has just countered any attempt that they've been able to, any defensive attempt from the opposite team, and now it seems like they're able to reset pressure a little bit with both players now in the bypass. Slowage taking a race, which forces Eric to drop and Void to defend, leaving Iratry in the lower right hippo, playing it very aggressive, is able to sneak by, and that is a 4-4 tie. One goal away from, it is match point for red. It is, they have to win 2 games in a row for blue, so blue has to win this game and then another to win this tournament. There and red is just 1 goal away from victory, and they have been for 1 goal too. So now it's looking a little bit like red is going to be able to pull this one out. We'll see how it ends up going. Slowage now in the getting, wow, actually ends up winning that PvP in the goal room, or sorry, in the hippo. Dis 3 does end up dying to Eric's hand though, and Slowage now PvPing on the bypass on the right side, but Eric is able to kill him even though Iratry ends up losing it. A little bit of tag teaming leaves Dis 3 actually just barely able to gap in the bypass, which is very uncomfortable. Slowage slips by Iratry over top, and that is the tournament. GG's from both of these teams. An absolutely brilliantly played match. That is the game, right? Just for the record, I want to double check that is that I was told that was match point. I want to make clear that was match point. I want to make sure that I'm not being silly. That's GG. Okay, so that is the tournament. Our winners are Dis 3 and Slowage. A brilliant matchup that was. Actually very close games all around. Seemed like that last game, maybe a little bit of nerves getting into Ira try, just barely not able to. Multiple fairly significant defensive blunders, allowing both players to slip by him just a couple times, and Dis3 and Slowage able to win what I would say is a fairly surprising, like I would in that matchup at the very least. I would say that was they were the favorite, or like Ira Try and Eric were the favorites. So a little bit of an underdog win and a brilliant, incredibly close, incredibly intense, and very well played from both players matchup. That was very fun. Who won? That was Slowage and Dis3, and then they win the grand prize of, remind me, is it $50? Is that what it ended up being at the tail end? I don't actually know. I remember being told that it was like, they think it's that, but like if we don't know, I don't know. Either way, very, very fun. Very, very fun. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for watching this tournament. It was very fun to spectate this. Thank you, Weston and Paris, for inviting me to spectate this. And oh, is it not $50? Am I thinking of the other one, Wes? Am I being silly? Is it not $50? Did they just win honor? Is it like actually just a? What do I say? Am I silly? I need an update on this one. Either way, a very, very fun tournament to end up watching. Whatever they won, whatever they didn't win. I gotta turn this music off. This is not where we are right now. This is a very, very fun lineup. I am probably gonna hop off the stream now. Thank you guys so much for watching this. It's been very fun. It is this $50. Okay, I thought that's what it was. But yeah, it's been a very fun tournament to spectate. Very fun tournament to cast. This is my first time casting, and I feel like I did better than I thought I would. Like I was telling you, I was like going into this thinking of it as like a watch party, and then as the games kind of just went going, I got into a groove, and it was fun. I feel like I did much better than I anticipated I would, even. I definitely ended up exceeding my own expectations, and it ended up just being a really good time. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you all of the players for playing. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you Weston and Paris for setting this tournament up. I am going to go ahead and head off the stream. So make sure to buy the cloak, buy my cloak, cheat on Lunar Store, subscribe, I don't know, do whatever, do the YouTube stuff. Thank you for watching. I'm going to head out, and I will see you guys next time. Hold on. That was awkward. I alt-tabbed to the